It's time for High School Football, presented by TISD and Cox Communications of Tyler. Brought to you by Dairy Queen. Also brought to you by these sponsors. Get ready. High school football is just ahead.
At least we'll have some great music with our own Robert E. Lee Red Raider Band and Color Guard leading the way. The Red Raider Band is under the direction of Bobby Castillo, Sue Bogg, and Lauren Roach. Drum majors are Adrian Jones, Paige Anderson, J.R. Darren, and Ashton Walker. The Red Raider Band has had a very successful year thus far, placing 8th at the Carrollton Tournament of Champions, 7th at the Plano East Invitational, and receiving their 6th consecutive First Division rating at UIL Marching Contest. Congratulations, Red Raider Band, on all your accomplishments. Let's hear it for the Red Raider Band.
Yes, I do. It's called Power. This is really fun. The only problem with it is this is
Now let's set sail with our high-spirited junior varsity cheerleaders. Co-captains are Paige Pickens and Kirby Rosenley, with Lauren Brooks, Adrian Ewert, Katie Hargrove, Taylor Harris, Megan Hooser, Sarah Malbone, Brett Pierce, Rayanne Robinson, Randy Rochelle, and Mallory Walters. Sponsor is Shirley Chandler. Now, please join me in welcoming last year's 2004 Homecoming Queen team, both back to help us celebrate this occasion, Miss Jennifer Smokes and Mr. Tyrone Ross. They're in a sequin from Allen Samuels, East Texas Dodge Hyundai. Welcome home, Jennifer and TY. Following our reigning king and queen is the swashbuckling captain of our Red Raider ship, Mr. Rick McDaniel, principal of Robert E. Lee High School. He's riding in the Honda 2000 from Pelche Nissan. We're proud to announce our Robert E. Lee Student Senate Executive Officers who have set the course for our 2005 homecoming activities. These seaworthy officers are Nick Spain, President, Daniel Gwynn, Vice President, Jenny Jones, Secretary, and Whitney Sims, Treasurer. Thanks to Crown Motor Company for the use of the VW Beetle. The Student Senate consists of 80 students elected by their peers. Their projects include a leadership retreat, homecoming, school dances, pantry raid, teacher appreciation, and many other service projects. Representing the executive officers of the Student Senate in the car are Whitney Sims, Treasurer, and William Adams, Marquee Project Co-Chair and Senior Senator. The executive officers wish to thank their sponsor, Mr. Eric Stevenson, their parents, the PTA, Mr. McDaniel, and the assistant principals, the Owners Carpenter Design Center, A1 Reynolds, and all the Senate members for helping with homecoming this year. Well, the votes have been cast away, and it gives us a great pleasure to introduce our finalists for the 2005 Homecoming Queen team. Sailing in the port are Callie Mason and Matt Uzel. Standing in for Matt is Callie's father, Ron Mason. They're in a BMW donated by Ronald Hall. Megan Phillips and Daniel Gwynn. Thank you to Robin and Travis Hunt for donating the Mustang. Jenny Jones, Nick Spain, and Jonathan Williams. Thank you goes to Sharon Yoder for the use of the Audi. Cassidy Dews and Tremaine Gunter. They are in a BMW from Mike Pyle BMW. Catherine Adams and Preston Hill. Standing in for Preston is Catherine's father, Bill Adams. They are riding in a Mustang donated by Sherry Strasburg. Well, shivery Tim, I think I see our varsity cheerleader. These treasures of Robert E. Lee are not hidden, but out front, leading the way to victory. They wish the best of luck to the Red Raiders in their homecoming game. The varsity cheerleaders are seniors, Liz Gilbert, Katie Goffner, Rebecca Hassel, Jenny Jones, Allie Mason, Megan Phillips, Jenny Yoder, mascot Lady Yost, and manager Chess Parchment. Junior, Alan Crouch, Megan Kennedy, Maggie Potcotter, Abby Rocket, Lindsay Savell, Libby Snyder, Caitlin Spire, Rachel Staples, and Catherine Wiley. Varsity cheerleader sponsor is Shelley Taylor. Joining the varsity cheerleaders are the tour guard, William Adams, Drew Butler, Tom Eigner, David Kurtz, and Devin Roberts. The cheerleaders and cheer guard are riding in a truck sponsored by Steve and Sherry King. From a land far, far away comes our senior class float, A View of Neverland. Look, this beautiful float is highlighted by a painted mural of Neverland from the Walt Disney fairy tale, Peter Pan. Senior class officers are Catherine Adams, President, Megan Phillips, Vice President, Preston Hill, Secretary, and Marisha Davis, Treasurer. The senior class wishes to thank their sponsors, Annette Allen, Patty Tyler Smith, and Kelly Uzel, and their hard-working parents. Seniors say, the Lost Boys in Mesquite Horn will never land the victory. Yes, that's right, folks. It's the fearless crew of the SS Minnow washing ashore from a 3-hour tour. The junior class float with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor, and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Island. Junior class officers are Maggie Cotter, President, Sherry Strong, Vice President, Robin Bell, Secretary, Callie Van Buskirk, Treasurer. The junior class wishes to thank their sponsors, Kylie Buckley, Melinda Denson, and Susan Cawthorn, as well as junior student parents for their support and encouragement, especially the Pop Cotters for the use of the home, and the Snyders for the use of the SS Minnow. We continue our adventure across the seas as the German club takes us back in history with their float entitled Tribute to the Lusitania. The sinking hull of the British luxury liner Lusitania was visible for only 2 minutes after it was torpedoed and sunk by a German sub on May 7, 1915. The ship sank in 18 minutes, killing almost 1,200 people, including 148 Americans. 90 years later, we pay tribute to the victims and survivors of this tragedy. German club sponsor is Mrs. Mary Delaney, which oddly enough was the name of one of the ship's survivors. Officers are John Kerry Fabian, President, Julie Wilson, Vice President, Sophia Arevalo, Secretary, Josh Van Busker, Treasurer and Float Committee Chair, and Lauren Seagrove. We would like to thank Mr. Marvin Seagrove, the builder of the boat, and committee members Jennifer Smoke and Tyrone Ross. And now for the moment we have all been waiting for. The 2005 Robert E. Lee Homecoming King is Tremaine Gunter. And the 2005 Robert E. Lee Homecoming Queen is Cassidy Dew. Congratulations to Mayor and Cassidy, and congratulations to all of our student organizations for their fantastic entries in the homecoming parade. Thank you to our Robert E. Lee parents, fans, and supporters. Welcome back to our Red Raider alumni, and happy homecoming to all. Go Red Raiders!
DQ Caramel Latte Resistance Test.
Begin.
Oh! Okay.
The irresistible new DQ Caramel Latte. Gooey caramel, rich coffee, and creamy DQ soft serve. DQ, something different.
Still, there's a deal that they'll win tonight. Well, they're playing Elysian Fields. There's a way that they can get kind of screwed on this deal. Well, I've got everything written down. Thanks for listening to the show. Harp is in if they win.
And Harmony's in if they win.
But if they lose to Elysian Fields and Harmony beats Hawkins,
That'll happen.
there's a chance if Arp loses by 10 or more to the Elysian Fields and Harmony beats Hawkins, then Arp might be out.
Our national anthem.
Anthem first, guys.
Our both football teams move to the center of the field along with the officials for tonight's game. Officials for tonight's game. The Lone Star
Seniors are
of the Texas
4 of them meeting at midfield for Lee and Mesquite Horn. Tonight, the official, the referee, is Mitch Prater. He's been doing this since 1970, his last regular season game as an official, as is the linesman Gary Chalk, the former quarterback and star of those mid-70s Big Sandy teams. Here's Mitch Prater.
You know that the coaches flip before the game down there.
So I'm just going to do this as a little mock like, okay, Horn won the toss and they elected the first, so let me give that signal right here.
All right, David, you heard it. Mock coin toss already done. Mesquite Horn wins the coin toss. They defer, and Robert E. Lee will start on offense.
You know, those mock coin tosses are killing us, you know.
But they're not real exciting, are
they? No, they really take the zap out of taking you out there, plus it exhausts you to go out to as far out as you have to there. And all right, our last broadcast of the year, we want to thank all the sponsors of Lee football. We will have many games to get to, by the way, when the playoffs begin next week, including JT against who they play. Jamie Lentz picked up the game between Troop and Garrison next Thursday night, and we're working on a couple of others as well to bring your way as far as our high school football coverage. Robert E. Lee on offense first. And if Randy wouldn't mind letting me have the spotter board for just a second, I might be able to tell you who the starting lineups are. Tackle to tackle for Lee, Jake Kirkpatrick, the senior. Chase Carlton, the left guard, senior, 5'11", 205. Andrew Bailey, the senior center. Frankie Gross starts tonight at right guard, 6', 250 junior. And John Landis, a sophomore, 6'1", 270 sophomore tackle. Tight ends are senior Michael Mason and Tyler Fleet, the junior. Wide receivers, all sorts of names you'll see and hear from. The seniors, Jonathan Williams, Michael Fuller and Cruz Fry. Juniors, Marcus Jackson is also the backup quarterback, and Jacob Amy. And then Chad Holly, the sophomore. Fullbacks rotating between the junior, Nathan Tucker, and sophomore Jamal Mitchell. And Jason Williams, the senior, 1,120 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns this season. His career, 1,866 yards and 19 touchdowns, including 653 last year, 93 his sophomore year, and 1,120 this year. Josh Burke and others at the backup tailback. In fact, Burke is one of the up men on the kickoff return team for the Red Raiders inside the 20-yard line. Mike Owens in his 10th year, 81 wins and 40 losses, 171 wins and 97 losses in his career. Lee's offense averaging 164 yards rushing per game, 130 yards passing, and 16.9 points per game, their lowest output in a long, long time. And most of the troubles go all the way back to the second half of basically most every game since the Chaminade-Madonna game. Jason Williams, by the way, is back deep for Robert E. Lee along with Justin Holly.
And you mentioned that problem in the second half, David. Lee's only scored one time in the second half since the Waco game, and that was their only win since then against North Mesquite. So, so tonight is going to be a key area. If they can get a couple scores in the second half, that'll be a definite improvement.
It is homecoming night. Not a large crowd from the Horn section, but Robert E. Lee's side is fairly scattered here and there. But I got a feeling a lot of people are in Longview tonight to watch JT in Longview as well. We'll bring you this one, update you on that one. And also for those in Mesquite, on the other side, the visitor side, we'll update you on Mesquite, Rockwall as we get those scores as well. Kicking off for Mesquite Horn is Josh Hudgens. This is red and white. Lee with their mainly red uniforms, the white numbers, and Horn with the white uniforms, the red numbers, and this kickoff return out to the 30-yard line or close to it. Holly, the sophomore, on a 7-yard return out to the 30-yard line or near the 30-yard line at the 28, and the tackle made by A.J. Schaefer, who's a wide receiver tight end for the Mesquite Horn Jaguars. Lee has had some nice starts this year. They had a very slow start against Mesquite, but had perhaps their best quarter of the year, a 20-point second quarter last week against the Skeeters, but then everything blew up to start the second half with those onside kicks and also fumbled kickoff return. They'll start off in the offset eye. Mesquite Horn with a 3-man front, very similar defense to Robert E. Lee. They run the ISO with Jason Williams, flagged out immediately by Kyle Rutherford on the near side, and offsides against Horn on the first snap of this game. Here's Mesquite Horn up front, Danye Hamilton and Tony Watkins in the middle. Hamilton, the right defensive end, a sophomore. Watkins, the tackle, is a junior. Senna Ayate is the left defensive end. Ricky Coward and Armando Vega are the outside stand-up type linebackers. Blake McCraw, Jody Owens in the middle. Jarrell Bennett and also Devon Baker, the cornerbacks, and Harris Akbar and Justin Chapman are the safeties, as Horn is flagged for a defensive offsides in the first play of this game. Tight end is Mason near side. They run Jason Williams up the gut, bounces outside, first down 30, 35, 40, breaks a tackle, tough running outside the 45, and a gain of 13 yards and a first down for Robert E. Lee.
And he gets a good pulling block on the outside from Chase Carlton and company. Also Tyler Fleet there with a nice inside seal block to open the door for Jason and a nice run.
So Jason Williams picks up 13 yards. He's closing in on 2,000. And Jamie with a little comment early.
Well, Mesquite Horn is a team that's giving up nearly 200 yards per game on the ground, so I would venture to say we'll see a lot of Jason Williams tonight.
In his last game in a Lee Red Raider uniform, motion Amy near side left, hash mark and Preston Hill, play action bootleg, throw, sideline pass, caught by the fullback Tucker, and he stepped out of bounds inside Horn's territory at the 47-yard line. A gain of 8 yards in the play brings up second down and 2. 44 seconds into the first quarter, and Lee has a couple of nice plays in that bootleg, which is a major part, Randy, of this offense for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, it is, David. What it does is it brings the whole defensive flow to one side, and then Preston wheels around and goes to the other side and finds his receiver open in the flat.
So Tucker picks up 8 yards on the completion, second down and 2. This is Jason Williams outside on the ISO and has close to a first down, just shy. Nice job defensively that time by Mesquite Horn to trip him up, as Jody Owens, the sophomore linebacker, tripped up Jason about a yard short of a first down.
And a nice penetration from that side of the defense for the Horn Jaguars. Sina Ayate as well, getting a little bit of push outside on Jason to help with the tackle as well.
Thanks to Mike LaRue, our engineer, for setting us up again. Right hash mark at the 45.5-yard line of Horn. They have the H-back near side. Williams right tackle, breaks a tackle, and has a first down for a gain of a couple of 3. Lee now inside the Horn 45-yard line. Their problem this year has just been one of those seasons where turnovers, penalties at bad times. Last week they're about to take the lead in a major moment against Mesquite, and they get a 50-some-yard screen pass for a touchdown call back because of holding. Jason Williams tripped up for a gain of 3. He's got 17 yards on 3 carries, first down. They run play action again. Preston Hill, sideline pass, and it's caught, and then through the arm. No, it may have been tipped away, intended for Jacob Amy. Nice coverage by Jarrell Bennett, the senior, on the far side. Dangerous throw, but Preston shows the gun at second down and 10.
And he gets a little bit of late pressure, too, from Donye Hamilton, but he's able to get the pass off, and it's just a little bit outside the wickets of Amy on the far side of the field.
So second down, again, they want to run that play action. If they can turn the corner, then Preston has so many options. And he scored a long touchdown run late in the game in the 41-21 win against Horn a year ago at Hanby. Here's Preston up the gut. Jason Williams at the 40, down close to the 37. Almost was able to get a larger chunk, just could not get away. After a gain of 4, Owens was there, McCraw was there, and a gain of 4, and it's third down and 6.
Yeah, the small hole was open for a brief moment, but it closed up quickly as Tony Watkins pushed up against the center that time for Horn to help on the tackle as well.
9 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The last game for a lot of seniors in that red uniform of Robert E. Lee. Kind of a split back to the near side. Preston Hill, play action, steps up in the pocket, man open, caught, first down 30, 25-20, inside the 15, he will score! Touchdown, Nathan Tucker. He broke a tackle by Devon Baker at about the 10 or 15-yard line, and what a nice job by Nathan Tucker, and he goes 38 yards for the touchdown.
They have him set in the slot, David. He just simply bumps off the line of scrimmage, comes back out to the near side, wide open in the flat. Preston gets a nice protection up front from the big guys, finds him, and he takes it straight down the sideline for 6 for Robert E. Lee.
I like the way Preston was in the pocket that time. He had a little traffic, but the offensive line directed the traffic to where he had a lane to throw it. Joseph Cleaver with the extra point, and of course the hold by senior Matt Moans, the snap from Carlton. 9:31 to go, first quarter. Our score, Robert E. Lee 7, Mesquite Horn nothing, back in 30 seconds on KTBB.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
So Robert E. Lee, they have had some games where they've had nice starts. Their problem has been the second half. And Randy Johnson, that's a very nifty start to this game for these seniors trying to go out a winner and the underclassmen trying to gain momentum for next year.
Indeed it is, David. A pretty flawless drive. 7 plays, 72 yards, and 229. And the 38-yard connection from Preston Hill to Tucker, taking it into the house for 6 for Lee.
Now back deep, of course, for Mesquite Horn, Mon Williams, Bruce Hatton, and Jarrell Bennett. 9:31 to go in the first quarter, and Jamie Land, a very nifty job by Nathan Tucker down that sideline.
Yeah, Tucker does a terrific job of tiptoeing along the sideline there. David makes one juke move to the inside, fakes out the defensive back a little bit, stays on the outside there. He was awfully close to that line. Red Raiders may have caught a break, but regardless, terrific job by Tucker.
Joseph Taylor Matlock kicking off for Robert E. Lee. Mon Williams averages nearly 30 yards per kickoff return, has a 101-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. High kick at about the 25 and great coverage. Adrian Beard and many others there for Lee to stack him up as the tight end that time was there to make the catch. Lauren Carter, who is also their there's 2 or 3 pretty good receivers, but Carter that time, he got 2 touchdowns against Lee a year ago in the 41-21 loss. He returns it out to the 27-yard line. And here comes Mesquite Horn on offense, and it's all about the great tailback in Mon Williams. He's looking at Texas and Florida and LSU and many other places.
Yeah. Oklahoma as well, I do believe.
He has 1,523 yards and 14 touchdowns this year. And for his career, over 3,000 yards, 3,416. Here's the snap on the first play. They run the quarterback. Schwark, he's tripped up in the backfield. Nice play by Roderick Brown. He had 294 yards, Williams did, against Jesuit earlier this year. Up front for Horn, Green, Tillison, Disman, Chastney, and Bedford. A.J. Schaefer, along with Lauren Carter. The wideouts, Barnett, Conwright, and Baker also heavily involved as well in the receiving game. Chuck Oputa, the fullback, and Mon Williams, tailback next to Schwark, who goes back to throw in the shotgun. Pass over the middle, tipped away, and incomplete. Great coverage that time by Tim Hyder. That ball was tipped away by Hyder, intended for the big, tall drink of water. Lauren Carter, 6'4", 190, Randy, 372 yards and 3 touchdowns. And last year caught 2 touchdowns against Robert E. Lee and pretty good defense that Lee had.
Oh, yeah, indeed. And really he was the difference in the game in terms from an offensive standpoint for Horn last year, along with the quarterback Schwark.
Up front for Lee, Ray, McKenzie, and Brown. Linebackers are Wall in favor. On the corners, it's Hyder and Beard. Safeties are Hanson and Cuba. And Uzel and Hunter are the Bandit and Rover. And actually one of the defensive backs tonight, we'll see Hanson rotate quite a bit with Jeremy Moore. Flag on the play, on the snap, and Horn off to a pretty sloppy start here. They had the offsides on the first play. And procedure on this call to make it 3rd down and 16. Quet Nicholson, on the defensive secondary, they change a lot of the corners and safeties. Quet Nicholson and Tim Hyder, Quet the senior, started last year on the state championship team. They're at corner, and it's going to be Adrian Beard and Takarian Cuba, the safeties. We'll also see a lot of Jeremy Moore and Justin Hanson. Michael Hunter dances to the other side on this 3rd and 16 for Horn. At their 22, they run the draw to Mon Williams. Bounces outside. You got to get a hold of him if you can. Tackled at the 34. Nice job by Takarian Cuba. And Tim Hyder forced him to the sideline, a gain of 10, but well short of the 1st down.
Yeah, it is, David. They do a good job of containing him and not letting Mon get around the corner with his nice speed and his long stride. And 3 or 4 Red Raiders are there to help wrap up as well.
Last year, the lead defense, which was such an important part of that state championship run, held Mon Williams to 19 carries for 79 yards. Pretty decent average. He had 1 catch for 32 yards. Back deep is Marcus Jackson. There's a fumbled punt. He picks it up and will try to throw it. And the pass is caught. No, drop at the 40, and Lee is going to have great field position. The punter had a low snap, tried to pick it up and fell down. and he did a smart thing. He tried to throw the ball, but it was incomplete, and Robert E. Lee, there's a flag at about the 40 on the far side. I would think an illegal man downfield as everybody was going down to cover the punt, which should waive off the penalty against Horn, and Lee should get the ball at about the 28 or 9-30 yard line. Illegal man, ineligible receiver against Horn. And Jamie, I love the fact Lee was all over that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, David. Credit Jeremy Moore for getting back there and forcing the punter to get to the outside and try to throw that one. Remember, Moore got the block punt last week, so he comes up with another big special teams play for this Red Raider ball club.
So Lee will have the ball, and that's another thing. Field position has sometimes been a bugaboo, but not here tonight as they're at the Horn 32. Offset I, Williams the deep back, and Preston runs him right up the gut for 3 or 4 tough yards inside the 30 to the 29, a gain of, let's say, 4. And it's 2nd down and 6. Williams now with 5 carries for 25 yards. Lee rotates a lot of players here. Tucker is out. Cruz Fry has checked out. Amy is out. And they'll go with a double tight set. 2 wideouts to the near side. Jonathan Williams and Marcus Jackson. Play action, Preston Hill in the pocket, throws, pass, intercepted, and this could be a touchdown. It probably will be. Preston Hill, can he catch him at the 30? Tries to trip him up, and he won't. That's about a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. Jarrell Barnett, the 5'9", 172-pound senior, as Preston tried to go to the sideline, and what a nice job. That was just great coverage by Barnett, who stepped in front of the pass and goes back 75 yards the other way.
Yeah, David, he reads the play beautifully. He catches the receiver in the flat, and he watches the quarterback's eyes, and he follows Preston Hill looking that way. And as soon as the ball's delivered, he just steps in front of the intended receiver in the flat and races home untouched for 6 for
So
Horn.
it's 7-6 now, and here comes the extra point attempt by Hutchins, who's had 21 attempts that have been good this year, and this one makes it 22. Our score, 7 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lee down to the 32-yard line, but the pass picked up by Barnett, and we're tied at 7 on News Talk 600 KTBB.
In the game of life, there are no timeouts, only time wasted. The path you choose now determines your future. But where can you go to find a sense of purpose? There is a place where team spirit steps off the field and into the classroom, where no victory goes unnoticed, and there's no such thing as wasted time. That place is Tyler Junior College, living life in color, never black and white. Come to Tyler Junior College. We're changing the game. We're changing lives.
Jonathan Moore and Justin Holly back deep for Robert E. Lee. Now remember, Lee has given up a couple of onside kicks in their last 2 games. The one with John Tyler was called back because of offside, and so they got to be aware at midfield. 7:16 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-7 on Barnett's 80-yard interception return for a touchdown. Here's Hutchins, little pooch kick. That is fielded. Nope, it hits the ground again. Boy, has this been a constant problem, and Lee is very fortunate again to have a chance to get that ball. Josh Burke comes over and recovers the ball near the sideline as Michael Mason tried to make an over-the-shoulder catch, and that's a team watching film because that's the same kickoff that was a disaster for Lee to start the second half last week against Mesquite. And Michael Mason, boy, he took a tremendous shot. He has been a wiry, tough kid playing tight end. Caught those 2 touchdowns against Waco High, caught a touchdown last week against Mesquite. 185-pound tight end, the 6'1 senior. And I think he was drilled on that play, and I don't know if he hurt his shoulder or just got the breath knocked out of him. Weldon Thompson and company there to help him out.
Yeah, David, we look back at the play by Barnett, just a great individual effort and a great defensive play. And really, that's been the Lee season in a microcosm. If you want to really look at it, the turnover bug is really bitten them at the most inopportune times in most ball games that they have lost. So,
well, here's the example of what you're talking about. They're up 7-0. They get tremendous field position because an opponent makes a mistake, and they're going in for what could be not the kill this early, but the possibility to get off to a 14-0 lead. Who knows? And it's always been a little something that's kind of kept the momentum from carrying on. And Michael Mason is really, really struggling to come off the field as he tried to over the shoulder catch, and that's got to be the back behind him who has to make that catch coming up towards the ball in a very similar situation that we saw a week ago that really kind of turned that game around when Lee had dominated the second quarter to lead 20-10, and next thing you know, Mesquite was on its way to a 31-20 victory. From the 24-yard line, the deep pitch back to Tucker. He's got 5, 10, 15, not quite 15, but a first down at the 36-yard line. Gain of about 12 yards in the play. I'll tell you what, Nathan Tucker's having himself one heck of a night tonight so far. 2 catches and now the 12-yard gain.
Well, he finds a hole right off the center, Andrew Bailey, and Frankie Gross with a nice push block that time as well, opening a hole for Tucker, and he runs real hard right through it.
So Lee at the 36-yard line. Jamie mentioned earlier Mesquite Horn defensively allowing almost 200 yards a game on the ground and 118 yards throwing the ball. They give up 29.2 points per game. Fleet, the H-back in motion. Preston Hill, play-action bootleg, sets up, wants to throw deep, and he's got Jonathan Williams, caught it at the 25, carries a man inside the 20. First down, Lee at the 17, and what a dart by Preston Hill. He threw that thing 50 yards in the air, 48 total. First down, Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, and he finds the receiver breaking out from behind the secondary as they bit on the bootleg coming around the near side. And Jonathan makes a nice catch and then carries 2 white shirts for Horn about another 5 yards, and Lee is in business now.
Man, that was a beautiful play. He had 2 options that time. He had a drag pattern to Fleet, but he had another mid option, and then he throws one deep to Williams, who was 10 yards behind the secondary. Preston to Jason, left tackle for about 4 or 5. Down inside the 15. If we were in Mesquite, that would be a holding call, but he got 5 yards, and it's second down and 5.
Yeah, he finds a little alleyway at the left side of the Lee line, that time with Carlton at guard and Kirkpatrick at tackle, get a nice push off the line of scrimmage. And right now the Lee offensive line is doing a great job so far in the game, David.
Well, that was tongue-in-cheek, not meant to the Horn fans, by the way, but the last trip to Hanby Stadium. 6 minutes to go, first quarter, 7-7 tie, and Lee now inside the Mesquite Horn 15. 3 wide out set. Lone setback is J-Train. Here's the handoff, right tackle, and he will get maybe a yard. Coming up, Harris Ogbor, the safety, the junior, to trip him up at the 11. He got a yard. It's now 3rd down and 4.
That side of the Horn line does a great job of keeping the pushback. Sina Aite and Jody Owens on the tackle from the linebacker spot for the Jaguars.
So Don Payne's Jaguars in a position, if they win tonight in just their 4th year of varsity competition, 2nd year in 5A, of making the playoffs. Their big wins this year were both against Mesquite and Rockwall, teams that they could end up in a tie with, or one of them, but they hold the tiebreakers against both, but they need to take care of their own business. Preston Hill, slant pattern off the hands of Marcus Jackson. Beautifully run route, beautiful throw, but just a little bit of a timing issue, and it's now 4th down, and Lee will bring in the kicking game.
And he might have been rushed slightly by a blitzing safety from the near side of the field. Tony Frazier's there to rush the pass of Preston Hill, stretching out the wide receiver Jackson just a little too much.
Joseph Cleaver, the sophomore, has kicked a 19-yard field goal this year. This will be from 28 yards. The snap will be from Carlton, the hold from Mullins. The kick is up by Cleaver, and it is no good, wide to the left. Had plenty of distance, but hooked it left. 5:08 to go, first quarter. 7-7 tie, and Mesquite Horn will bring that dangerous offense with Mon Williams back in the field, tied at 7. So Lee has scored on their first possession, had the ball at the 24-yard line on their second possession, had the interception go the other way, and that one got down inside the Mesquite Horn 20, but ends up with a missed field goal attempt, and here come the Jaguars back on the field. Quarterback again is Schwark. He's done a great job with this team. 82 of 164, 50%, 1,210 yards and 10 picks, only 5 interceptions, 10 touchdowns. Schwark runs the stretch to Mon Williams off left tackle, and not much there at all. Good job by the Lee interior defense, Jacoby McKenzie and Colby Ray around, but McKenzie was there to make the stop. Roderick Brown as well at 2nd down and 7.
Well, they get a good push. They're not allowing the Horn offensive line, which boasts an average of about 245 to 250 up front, from getting any sort of push. And, of course, Colby Ray there to negate that run as well.
4 minutes, 43 seconds to go. First quarter. We've seen a lot already. Horn, 2nd down and 7 at their 23. Offset Oputa, the fullback, off to the right-hand side, just behind the right tackle. They run Mon Williams up the middle, and Colby Ray got him early. He got about 4, close to the 30, a couple of yards short of a first down, but Colby Ray makes the stop, and it's 2nd down, now 3rd and 2, and Williams picks up 4 more.
Well, just a surge straight up the middle, running behind the center. David Disman at 6'2", 234, and Mon just grabs a hold right off to the backside of his center and get a nice little push.
Checking in for Mesquite Horn is Raymond Livingston, one of their many wide receivers. Justin Hanson in the game at the bandit position for Robert E. Lee. Wall and Favor, the linebackers. Hunter on the near side on 3rd down and 2. They run the stretch ISO to Williams. He breaks a tackle and will have a first down at the 31-yard line. He ran right into Justin Hanson, who just couldn't get his hands on him, and Williams, very strong, 6'2", 198, leans past the 30 for a gain of 3 and a first down.
Well, he uses almost an upright position when he runs, David. He churns those legs too, somewhat reminiscent to an Eric Dickerson type, probably not quite as fast, but he just turns forward and picks up a nice first down.
1st and 10 Jaguars, 3:37 to go in the first quarter. As they get a first down, they continue this drive. Lauren Carter to the near side, right hash mark. Schwark back to throw, looks for Carter, pass caught at the 35-40, and fumbles the football. And now they say he was down at the 40. Good call, according to Jamie Len, who just talked to me in the earphones, at Carter's knee at the ground at the 40. And a gain of 8 yards at 2nd down and 2. No argument, by the way, on the near side from the Lee coaching staff. So the right call by Kyle Rutherford, a Tyler East Texas chapter in his 2nd down and 2, the Lone Star chapter, 2nd down and 2.
Just a simple curl pattern for Carter to the near side of the field along outside this hash, and he just turns inside right in front of the lead defender to make the catch.
2nd down and 2, 2:51 to go, clock running. Straight eye this time with Williams dotting the I. Right up the gut, Williams, not much room, but he hurdles a man for a first down out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4 to the 44-yard line, first down Horn, as they got a nice drive going here.
Here's what they like to do, David. They like to mix the pass with the run. Of course, with Schwark, he has well over 1,000 yards passing, and of course they got the tailback with over 1,500 yards coming into the game as well.
When you talk to any coach in District 12 5A, if they're about to face Mesquite Horn, they have a lot of respect for Steven Schwark, the senior quarterback, but they talk about Mon Williams. They have talked about Schwark's ability to mature from last year to this year. Last year against Robert E. Lee, he was 4 of 13, but threw 2 touchdowns. Williams, ISO, nowhere to go. Turns around and wants to go the other way, and they better get to him. There's a flag down as well. Chasing him down is Takarian Cuba, and so was Matt Uzel at the 43 and a loss of 2 or 3, but immediately a flag on the near side, near midfield. That was a great job, Randy, of the lead defense to force him to the corner, and he's a track star, but did you see Takarian Cuba chase him down from one side to the other, and Matt Uzel there as well?
Well, on this near side of the field, you had Michael Hunter balling him up, and then he's able to spin around and reverse his field about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and numerous Lee shirts are there to gang tackle.
Now the officials, again, Mitch Prater is the referee, his last regular season game. The linesman, Gary Chalk, his last regular season game. Prater has been the official, has been a referee since 1970, Chalk since 1980.
Fouls on the offense, got an illegal shift. That penalty's declined. Got a hold on the offense. That penalty will be accepted. 10 yards, replay first down.
So it's 1st and 20. They did knock Williams down for a loss of 2, but then instead of 2nd and 12, it's 1st down and 20. The umpire, Charles Petit, the lines judges Kyle Rutherford, the back judge, Monty Florence. Gary Chalk was the starting quarterback on those dynasty quarterback of the dynasty teams in the mid-70s. Big Sandy had Lovey Smith, Cookie, and Bobby Mitchell. And Gary Chalk was the man that ran the offense. 1st down and 20. Schwark back to throw, play action. Wants to go deep, looking for Barnett. Overshoots him. Nice coverage downfield by Adrian Beard as he tried to boy, can Barnett go? My goodness, we saw him go on the interception. He can run, but nice job by Lee, and it's 2nd down now and 20. Jamie Land has an injury update from the sideline. Jamie?
David, they are working on the rib section of Michael Mason, senior tight end for the Red Raiders. They have ice packs around his ribs, and it looked like they will take him out of here tonight a little bit early. So his final game in a Red Raider uniform ending on a sour note. He is in a ton of pain right now.
I saw him earlier this week at the Fieldhouse as well. They did a feature on him in the newspaper with Chris Perry. Schwark back to throw, a little bubble screen. He's got 35-40, got about 15 yards. Nice play out to John Conright, who steps out at the 42-yard line, a gain of 7. And it's 3rd down and 13 for Mesquite Horn. Pushed out of bounds by Lee's defense, and it's 3rd down and long for the Jags.
I've always wondered why teams run bubble screens to the short side of the field, because it basically just closes up very quickly if your defense can read it, but they still manage to pick up 7 yards due to the Jaguars.
Probably maybe a numbers situation or whatever. You'd think it would be better to the far side of the field, but perhaps they feel like they can get a numbers matchup or something. I don't know. It's 3rd and 13 for Horn. Back to throw. Schwark steps up with a pocket pass, overshoots to the intended receiver, and a nice job again by Adrian Beard, who has played his butt off throughout this year, leading one of the top tacklers on this team, has 2 or 3 breakups this year, and he recovered a couple of fumbles this year, and he's coming back next year. And it's 4th down, and Mesquite Horn will now look at possibly punting the football. Last time there was a punt, there was a bad snap, and the punter, Armando Vega, did a very nice job. No, it wasn't Vega, actually. 84, that's Ricky Coward. Did a nice job of trying to throw the pass, but it was incomplete. Back deep, Marcus Jackson, another low snap, and he got it off. Kind of pooches it, and Jackson at the 25 looks for a block, not much there. Now breaks a tackle, 30, spins away, goes backwards to the 28-yard line, about a 2-yard return. Marcus Jackson had a big-time scramble on a reverse, remember, as a wide receiver last week. 33-yard punt by Coward, 2-yard return from Marcus Jackson, and with 1:28 to go in the first quarter, 7-7 tie between Lee and Horn, 7 apiece, and Lee will start this drive at their 29-yard line.
And Lee's offense really has probably had one of their better first quarters dating back to very early in the season in terms of getting yardage and all, but the big interception is key so far for Horn to keep him at a tie ball game.
Justin Brinker back in the studio. Get that AOL up if you wouldn't mind. 1st down and 10. Offset eye for Lee, and Preston goes to Jason and got about a yard out to the 30. He ran into somebody and got him down at the bottom of the pile. Big number 68 that time, David Morris, one of the backup defensive tackles on the stop for the Jags, 2nd down and 9.
Well, they do a better job, at least to their strong side of their defense, of getting penetration, not allowing Jason to get any kind of break whatsoever on that last carry.
2nd down and 9, Preston Hill, play action, steps up in the pocket, going deep sideline to Fleet, can't get it to him. Nice coverage that time by Devon Baker. And it's 3rd and 9, and Mesquite Horn is starting to get now the timing of the bootlegs. And it's obvious the Lee coaching staff, Dalwin, the passing game coordinator, and Mike Owens, the head coach, they feel as if they can throw on this secondary, although there's some great athletes back there.
Yeah, a little bit of a late rush by Blake McCraw from his linebacker position on that play.
94 yards passing for Preston Hill with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3 of 7, 1 touchdown, but the 1 pick as well. Near side, Jonathan Williams. Baker will match up on him. The shotgun to Preston Hill. Andrew Bailey, the snap, draw, play, flag. Possibly procedure on the play because the play clock is only at 4, so it would not have been a delay of game, and this is going to cost Lee 5 yards. Longview leads John Tyler in the early part of the second quarter, 14-0. The Lobos are a very fast starting team. John Tyler is a slow starting team. And John Tyler has fallen down 14-0 early second quarter in that game in a packed house at Lobo Stadium in Longview. And the thought process was, when I talked to Thomas Brooks and the JT staff and even some of the JT fans this week, was they got to keep that haymaker from occurring because Longview tries to hammer you to the canvas early on. They did it to Lee, and they're threatening to do that to John Tyler early. 3rd down, 14 in motion. Jason Williams, shotgun. Preston Hill sets up the screen to Fleet at the 25-30. Gets a block. 1st down, 40-45. Very well executed play. What a nice block by Marcus Jackson downfield. That was the tight end, middle screen, and Tyler Fleet picks up 20 yards.
And we haven't seen that precise play, that exact play, but maybe 1 or 2 times in the last year or so. But they run it very well, and he's able to get by the defensive end initially and then break free for a big gain.
38 seconds to go, and Tyler Fleet now this year with 16 catches for 215 yards and caught a touchdown against Mesquite. At their 45, Robert E. Lee first down. They run the ISO stretch. Jason Williams cannot get on the outside. Knocked down for a loss of a yard that time. And there's Owens again. Jody Owens, the sophomore, makes a nice play, and it's 2nd down and 11. That will wrap up most likely the first quarter with under 10 seconds to go. And that will wrap up the first quarter with our score. Robert E. Lee 7, Mesquite Horn 7. We're back in 60 seconds on News Talk 600 KTBB.
Boy, this is the 3rd time I got you for disturbing the peace this week.
3 times.
You've been making noise all over Texas, but you're not getting away this time just 'cause you look good. And boy, you do look good.
Hungry for DQ's biggest crunch yet? Dig into the brand new Fritos Chili Cheese Crunch Hunger Buster. It's the world's loudest burger and so good, it's criminal. Also, enjoy a Turtle Pecan Cluster Blizzard.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
We start the second quarter with our score. Robert E. Lee 7, Mesquite Horn 7. Lee at the 44-yard line. Horn in a position where they control their own destiny. If they win, they are in. If they don't, then that Rockwall Mesquite game, we'll update you on that one when we can. Will mean quite a bit. And we already updated you on the game between Longview and John Tyler. 14-0 Lobos in the second quarter of that one. 2nd and 11 here for the Red Raiders. And a very nice start to the first quarter. Preston Hill, 4 of 8 for 114 yards. Passes completed to Jonathan Williams, Gary Fleet, and 2 to the fullback Nathan Tucker. 2 wideouts near side, tight end this way. And Jason Williams, play action. Preston has a man deep on the sideline. Jonathan Williams caught it. He will score. 15-10-5 touchdown, Robert E. Lee. Harris Agbor, and I tell you what, Jonathan Williams got matched up with a safety, Randy. 56 yards, touchdown, Robert E. Lee.
And to top it off, David Horn blitzed the cornerback on the near side of the field, and that set up that man-to-man, and is a beautiful call from Dow Winnen's staff, and a nice reception and touchdown pass from Hill to Williams.
Jonathan Williams has 2 catches tonight for 104 yards. Remember, he had that broken bone in his hand. And Preston Hill has 170 yards, 9 seconds in to the second quarter. You got to give the offensive line credit because they gave him time. The extra point by Cleaver is good. And Lee looks jacked up tonight. 14-7 Red Raiders. Back in a moment on News Talk 600 KTBB.
As an ETMC first physician, I put my patients first.
That's why I offer same-day appointments.
And I'm close to where you live.
I specialize in pediatrics.
I have advanced diagnostic equipment on site.
I offer extended hours.
The well-being of my patients really matters to me.
ETMC First Physicians are located throughout East Texas, so you can always find a first physician close by. A physician whose specialty is you.
Car shopping can be stressful. With all the clutter out there, it's hard to tell what to buy. But at Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center, we believe that the simplest way is the best way. So we offer a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to sell with no hassles. Each vehicle has been through a 20-point inspection for quality assurance. You can shop in comfort under the awnings and check out our newly expanded lot with more inventory than ever before. Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center on the corner of Glenwood and Vine and Tyler.
11:51 to go in the second quarter, and Robert E. Lee back on top 14-7.
And David, they do it pretty quickly. 6 plays, 71 yards, and 137 as the first play of the second quarter, as a matter of fact. Preston Hill finds Jonathan Williams for the touchdown, pitch and catch, and of course Cleaver adds the PAT.
Preston Hill is getting close to surpassing his best game of the year. He has 761 yards entering tonight. Remember, he missed nearly 3 games with that knee injury. And they kick it deep to Mon Williams at the 5. Okay, you got to corral him in a hurry at the 15, 20, 25, out to the 25, and that is it. Great job by Lee McSwain on the stop for Robert E. Lee, along with 43 that time, Chet Gerald. Also there among many others, Justin Hansen, Henniger, Cameron White. Man, he gets the ball in your hand. I mean, if you're a coach, your blood pressure goes up. At the 25-yard line, now Horn offensively down by 7. And here comes their quarterback, Steven Swartley, defensively with Brown and Ray, the defensive ends, and McKenzie in the gut right there in the middle. Shotgun with Mon Williams right next to him. Swart wants to throw the pass to the sideline. Intercepted! Hyder, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Robert E. Lee! 30 yards. Pass by Swart was dropped by the receiver. Conrad had to go right through his hands, and Lee scores on defense tonight.
And it's one of those plays where the defender was right on the play, and fortuitously, it comes right into his arms, and he does a great job of just making the interception, making sure he corrals it, and taking it down the far sideline for 6, and Lee scores a defensive touchdown, David.
Yes, they did that quite a bit, remember, a year ago, but they had names like Stripling and Skates and others. Takari and Cuba had an interception for a touchdown a year ago. Well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing Tim Hyder next year. It is 21-7, Robert E. Lee, 25 seconds into the second quarter. Red Raiders up 14. We're back in 60 seconds.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
This summer, only DQ has new creamy, dreamy Dream Pie Blizzards in 3 flavors, plus all your other delicious favorites. Chill out with a DQ Blizzard flavor treat made with DQ's one-of-a-kind soft serve in cookies, candy, or fruit. DQ banana splits, dip cones, Arctic rushes, mulattes, shakes, and malts. If you're hungry for something sweet, you're hungry for DQ. DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
11:35 to go in the second quarter, or 25 seconds into the second quarter, and Robert E. Lee 21, Mesquite Horn 7.
And really, what's really strange, 2 touchdowns already in this game by defensive backs, 1 for Horn, and now 1 for Robert E. Lee, resulting in touchdowns. And you really don't see that a lot of times in a single game, much less the first quarter and 30-something seconds.
One note, though, Tim Hyder earlier this year may have been another 5 or 10 yards away because he was learning that position, remember. He was in pretty good coverage. He still might have given up the catch. Here's a little pooch kick that bounces around at the 15, at the 20, 25, and good coverage right there for Robert E. Lee. And down the stop was Jonathan Duffy, among others, Jeremy Moore, and also there for Robert E. Lee was Carlo Lolar, and Henniger's always at the bottom of the pile. Barnett was the one who returned that back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nice coverage for Lee. It's really not been too many times their kickoff coverage team has played pretty well with 1 or 2 exceptions. It's been that receiving team, and they make a nice coverage downfield that time.
So first down, Horn at their 30-yard line. The quarterback is Steven Swart, the senior. 3 receivers far side, Barnett and Baker and Lauren Carter. They run the draw to Mon Williams. He has 5, he has 10. He's got a first down after the 42, 3-yard line, and a gain of 12 yards and a first down.
He's just a great slasher. He's hit right near the line of scrimmage, breaks free of 1 or 2 hits, and then carries another couple of Red Raider defenders for the first down.
Gain of 12 yards. Mon Williams has 6 carries for 38 yards. Baker comes out. Swart comes back to call the play for the Jaguars, who are down by 14 here at their 42-yard line. A.J. Schaefer to the near side on the split. Right hash mark. Swart back to throw. Looks up, flush from the pocket, has to run at the 45, and gets nice yardage into lead territory. at the 49-yard line. Michael Hunter makes the stop for Lee with a gain of 8. Nice job by Schwark. He tried to throw that little sideline pattern, Randy, pulled it down and ran for 8.
Well, very wisely, because the coverage downfield for the Lee secondary has been very good. It was great on that play, and Schwartz very wisely just saw an opening and took it and gets a nice first down play.
We have an update. Rockwall and Mesquite are tied at 7-7 second quarter up at Rockwall. That game becomes more important here, at least for now, although Horn has a lot of time here. Play action, bootleg, drop play. Schwark has 10, 15 yards. First down inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 34. That's a very nice run of 16 yards, and Tim Hyder was there. And Schwark all of a sudden looking like Eric Crouch the last couple of plays, first down.
Well, he's noticing something where he has openings, and he's taking, and that play he does, and picks up another first down for the Horn Jaguars.
So this is a district game. It's kind of interesting. Everybody everywhere wanting to know everything about every game. Even though North Mesquite's out of it, Lee is out of it, there are games that matter, divisions you're in, what this and that, what seed you are. And this one's got that same importance. They run Mon Williams, first down, 25-20, 15 down the sidelines, and he might score. He's out of bounds at the 4. Takarian Cuba pushes him out at the 4-yard line, but Mon Williams, just like that, got 30 yards. It's first and goal, Mesquite Horn.
When no one's home along that far sideline for Lee, and Mon Williams had nothing but green in front of him, then he gets outside a little further and skates down the sideline before he's brought down by the safety Cuba.
Man, good job by Takarian. Takarian Cuba tonight, it's his 17th birthday. His mom told me about it. It's 17th birthday, Takarian. Looks like he's got a little extra speed in that step tonight as well. He's had that knee injury. Here's Williams off left tackle, down inside the 3, down close to the 2, maybe the 1. Ran into a pretty good job that time by Lee defensively. Roderick Brown was there, and it's second down and goal. Mon Williams, who has this year scored on 14 touchdowns via the run, 2 via the pass, and has also returned to kickoff 101 yards.
Well, he's multi-dimensional. He's got great hands, and as we've seen, he's got that slashing style of running style for the Horn Jaguars.
Straight eye, Schwark the quarterback. Mon Williams and Horn at the 1. Schwark, Williams, right tackle, leaped into the end zone, and he will score. It looks like he's in. No call yet. He went in launching himself, and I think he might be short of the touchdown. Wow. Jamie Lynn is down closer than we are. Jamie, a lot of him launched himself through the end zone.
Well, it looked like
great job by the lead defense.
Yeah, it looked like he got in over the top there, but George Favor does get a helmet on him and knocks him back a little bit there, as close as you can be without being at the goal line.
So Mon Williams launches himself and lost maybe some power by doing that. McSwain comes in at the last second. Swart, quarterback keeper, and he will score easily over the top. 8:43 to go in the second quarter, and the Jaguars are back to within 8 right now, maybe 7. 21-13, Robert E. Lee. Swart scores from a yard.
And Swart did a bundle on that drive, at least 3 carries of more than 25 to 30 yards on those 3 plays.
So here comes Horn with the extra point attempt. Hudgens, who kicked one earlier. The hold, by the way, is Steven Swart, the senior. Deep snapper is David Disman. Snap, hold by Swart. The kick by Hudgens is good, and with 8:43 to go in the first half, it's 21-14. Robert E. Lee, we're back in a moment on KTBB.
In the game of life, there are no timeouts, only time wasted. The path you choose now determines your future. But where can you go to find a sense of purpose? There is a place where team spirit steps off the field and into the classroom, where no victory goes unnoticed, and there's no such thing as wasted time. That place is Tyler Junior College, living life in color, never black and white. Come to Tyler Junior College. We're changing the game. We're changing lives.
Mesquite Horn does a very nice job of responding to the interception return by Tim Hyder to cut the lead from 21-7 to 21-14. Mesquite Horn up now, or down 7 with 8:43 to go in the second quarter. Give you an update or two in 12-5-8 elsewhere in a moment. There's the kickoff by Hudgens as it's 40. Very short approach for 3 yards. Little pooch kick again. And coming up the field at Josh Burke at the 30. Makes the first man miss. and then breaks another one and leans forward. Boy, he was twisted around. Is that Mon Williams on kickoff coverage? Jamie Lynn, is that Mon Williams on kickoff coverage?
Yes, it is, and Josh Burke actually made him miss there.
Wow.
At this point of the season, you need to win to get into the postseason. You pull out all the stops, and using your star tailback on special teams, I guess that's one of them.
Longview has added another touchdown to lead John Tyler 21-0. Still early second quarter at Lobo Stadium in front of probably 12 to 15,000. Here it's 21-14, Robert E. Lee at the 35. Stretch play to Jason Williams, nowhere to go. That's the defensive tackle, Tony Hawkins, 5'11", 235 junior, that rides Jason down for maybe a loss of a half a yard.
Hey, David, the Horn scoring summary, 7 plays, 70 yards in 2:47, and of course, Swart does the honors with a 1-yard dive.
Second down and 10. Up front, Hamilton, Watkins, and Iate, excuse me, golly, I knew I was going to say that one backwards and I did. Preston Hill, play action, sideline throw, caught Jacob Amy at the 40, makes the first man miss and leads for a first down at the 46. Very nice throw by Preston Hill, who got nice protection, a dart of 11 yards, and Landis slow getting up with a first down for Robert E. Lee.
He took a hit from Donye Hamilton, I believe, on the backside just as soon as he threw the ball. And just a great pitch and catch, a nice route run that time by Amy, and Preston throws a bullet. He's got a great arm.
So the lead receivers, the big physical receivers, and Jonathan Williams and Jacob Amy creating problems for a very athletic and fast Horn secondary. First down, Preston Hill at the 46. They run the draw play. Jason Williams, first down at the Horn, 35-yard line, just shy of it. Knocked down at the 37-yard line. Gain of 16 yards. Give him 17 on the play. And a first down for Jason Williams. And somebody threw a great block as the lead block.
Well, up front, that would be Chase Carlton pulling from the left guard position, came back and hit the linebacker McGraw, knocking him out of the play and opening the doorway for Jason's nice first down run.
First down, Lee at the Mesquite Horn, 38-yard line. Offset eye. Amy to the near side. Jonathan Williams way far side, left hash mark. They run the fullback counter. Nathan Tucker for a couple of 3 as he gets a couple of yards. Rockwall and Mesquite now have tied 7-7. That game must be moving quickly. 7-7 at halftime. And again, Longview 21-0 on John Tyler early second quarter. 21-14 here, Lee, with 7:20 to go second quarter. And it's second down and 8, Lee at the 36.
Well, you mentioned that game. You've got one team that runs that option, that runs the ball a lot in Mesquite, and then Rockwall's passing attack is much like a running game with the short dump passes.
So second down and 8, double tight set. No, one tight end far side. Preston backside, doesn't see him. He's sacked at the 43. Oh, they brought everything that time, and number 22 got free on the backside pressure. Michael Mack, the linebacker, and a loss of 7 yards. And I think Mesquite Horn realizes that Lee wants to throw it. And even though Jason Williams a threat to break one, they're going to start to bring the blitz much more. 3rd and 17 now for Robert E. Lee.
Well, on the touchdown pass from Preston Hill, Jonathan Williams, they blitzed. They missed Preston, and he connected for a long touchdown pass. That time they didn't miss, and they bury him from behind.
Loss of actually 8 yards, back to the 44-yard line. And offset now split backs behind Preston Hill. Jacob Amy near side, Preston back to throw, sets up the screen, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by 84, Ricky Coward, as they tried the middle screen to Tucker, and Coward picked it off in Mesquite Horn's second interception of this game, and they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, there was such congestion on the play, and Preston had to throw it quickly because he had pressure from the backside again, and right there to make the play up front for Horn was a defensive lineman.
Boy, I tell you what, you could hear a pin drop all of a sudden here on the home side after the interception. That was the middle screen. They ran it earlier to Tyler Fleet for a big first down, but Ricky Coward with a very nice job of reading that play, which Lee runs quite a bit, and he picks it off. And now Mesquite Horn down by 7. Remember, their playoff lives are on the line here tonight in Tyler. Triple set near side, shotgun Schwartz, little bubble screen outside Barnett at the 45 midfield, and knocked down by Takarian Cuba at the Lee 48-yard line. That is such a tough play to defend. It's second down and 3.
And with his speed, that young man's bound to run in the 4-4 area. Barnett, that is. He makes several defenders miss, and with his quicks, if you will, he gets a nice gain.
So now under 6 minutes to go. in the first half. Second down and 3. Horn in lead territory at their 48. Schwartz, quarterback keeper, bounces outside and right into the hands of Wall, but sneaks ahead anyway. A missed tackle, and he got a first down and a gain of 4. Michael Wall was there, tried to spin him around to keep him from the first down, but he lunged through the 45 and got a 44-yard line and a gain of 4, first down.
Man, he just willed himself to pick up the extra yards on the play, David, and Wall holding him for dear life. Didn't have any help on the backside until Schwartz had the first down.
A little noise on the home side would be nice when the defense trying to make a stop here up by 7. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Trip set near side. Mon Williams is the lone setback, and he'll take the fake draw. Schwartz again runs right into somebody in a hurry, George Tabor. And he's coming back next year. He leads this team without any questions in tackles. George Faber, Randy coming into the night, 96 tackles, closing in on 100 tackles. He's probably pretty close to that already.
He's probably passed it. He's had 4 or 5 at least thus far in this ball game, and he just smacked Schwartz on that play and drops him for no gain, actually a short loss.
Second down, 11. Horn at the lead 45-yard line, down by 7. Trip set near side right in the middle. Schwartz bubble screen. Barnett, good block downfield. First down, 40. Knocked out of bounds at the 34. Takarian Cuba with the hit. And again, a very nice job by Schwartz to the speedster Barnett, down to the 34. And a gain of 12 yards and close to a first down. They'll have to look at the sticks right here. I think he got it. Very close at the 34. They needed right about that spot.
Gerald Barnett is really fast, David. He's somewhat in terms of speed, somewhat similar to the Floyd kid we saw for Shamana Madonna. Once he takes off, he just turns his legs, and probably not quite that fast, but he's almost on that level.
Willie Floyd, who had a huge game here in what was an exciting opener for Robert E. Lee and also Shamana Madonna. Lee winning that game late. Horn, 4 receivers. Schwartz in the shotgun with Williams right next to him. Run the draw. Williams bounces outside. Can he turn the corner? Gets around Wall. No, he doesn't. Great job, Michael. Nick Gregory, his brother, would be happy. His mom, Kim, will be pretty happy. Jamie, she called last week wanting a piece of that Burger King player profile, right?
That's exactly right. She got it a few hours ago. Michael Wall making a huge play there. Looked initially like he was just going to do a nice job and force the running back to the inside of the teeth of the defense, but ended up cleaning up the play and making a tackle himself.
Kim and Tony pretty happy there. Second down and 13. Horn at the 37 now. Down 7. Schwartz back to throw. Wants to go over the middle. Pass almost intercepted. Takarian Cuba closes on that thing, intended that time at about the 30-yard line. And he blew up the receiver as well, and it's now third down and 13. Takarian Cuba, happy 17th birthday, by the way.
Well, he also blew up his own teammate. Michael Hunter was there to try to make the pick, too. And Takarian coming very forcefully from the backside, smacks into his own teammate. Either one of them probably could have had the pick.
Tough night for JT right now, 28-0. Longview in the second quarter. 4 minutes to go here, third down. Adrian Beard goes far side. They run the draw to Mon Williams, and he has nowhere to go. Great job. Matt Uzel was there. Adrian Beard was there as well. And Jacoby McKenzie forced him inside, and Horn faces fourth down and long at the Lee 33. 3:49 to go. In the first half, 21-14, Robert E. Lee, and Mon Williams has been tied up at least. He's now got 11 carries for 69 yards, and for him, that's tying him up, even though that's 6 yards a pop. Trip set near side. Williams, the lone setback on 4th and 8. Schwartz back to throw. Over the middle, pass open, caught Barnett inside the 10, close to the 5, and he might be as versatile a player we have seen this year. Ran an interception back for a touchdown, down inside the 6 right there, and a gain of 26 yards, first and goal.
Well, he just inside the defender that time, cuts back inside of him. A nice move from Barnett with his great speed, and Schwartz lays it right on the line with a nice pitch.
But also very nice job by Schwartz. He's got 3 options over here. He's got to make that decision pretty quickly, and he found Barnett down the seam for a first down to the Lee 6-yard line with 3:10 clock running in the first half. Straight eye. Williams, the deep back. Tight end far side. Schwartz play action. Bootleg. He's got to get around Hunter, and he doesn't do it. He broke the tackle, and he's now sacked at the 7. Michael Hunter Lee has had a lot of players this year that have had a chance to get sacks initially. They've had some broken tackles. That time, though, the good news, Hunter lost him, but Roderick Brown cleaned him up.
Rod's there to clean him up, and Hunter had him at the 11, and just a nice bit of elusiveness from Steven Schwartz, able to just turn free from Michael Hunter's grasp.
Wet Nicholson has checked in for Justin Hansen here as they go nickel. 2:32 to go in the first half, 21-14 lead. Four receivers, Williams the up back. Swart in the shotgun at the Lee 7. Second and goal. Swart, pass, fakes it, now wants to run, tries to bounce it outside, and will be knocked down inside the 5-yard line as George Faber. Swart again got about 4 or 5 yards, but it looked like there was nothing there. He tried the early slant, I think, to Lauren Carter, and thought better of it, and it's now 3rd and goal.
Well, what's happening, Lee's defensive secondary is doing a great job on coverage nearly every play with a couple of exceptions, and the offensive line for Horn is giving protection time for Swart, and he just finds an opening to veer left.
Jess Roberts and Mark Brotherton, a junior and a sophomore, check in to give some more beef inside on 3rd and goal. Horn at the Lee 3-yard line. Double tight set, full house backfield. They got a defensive lineman back there as well. Swart, play action, throws, man open at the goal line and short of the first down or the touchdown. Tim Hyder, great job knocking Mon Williams down at about the 2-yard line. Somebody came with pressure to the near side to carry, and Cuba forced that thing to be thrown early.
Man, he did, and Swart had no time whatsoever. And fortunately for him, his receiver was in position to make the catch, or it could have been picked again by Hyder as he threw up a lollipop.
Here comes a field goal attempt by Hudgens. He has 3 of them this year. So Lee's defense appears to have come up with a nice stand near the goal line. Minute to go, clock runs. Here's the snap, here's the kick by Hudgens, and the kick is up and good. Our score with 56 seconds to go in the second quarter, it is Robert E. Lee 21, Mesquite Horn 17. We're back in 60 seconds right here on News Talk 600 KTBB.
Car shopping can be stressful. With all the clutter out there, it's hard to tell what to buy. But at Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center, we believe that the simplest way is the best way. So we offer a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to sell with no hassles. Each vehicle has been through a 20-point inspection for quality assurance. You can shop in comfort under the awnings and check out our newly expanded lot with more inventory than ever before. Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center on the corner of Glenwood and Vine and Tyler.
Under a minute to go in the first half. It's an entertaining game here tonight at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium in Tyler. Robert E. Lee 21 and Mesquite Horn 17. Lee last week had a 20-10 lead at halftime against Mesquite, but then had that terrible, disastrous start third quarter before losing 31-20. Kicking it off is Hudgens, who's now had a couple of extra points, and that 19-yard field goal from the Horn 40. Very high, a little bit deeper this time. Holly for Lee at the 20, 25, and will be knocked down at about the 30-yard line. Had the ball almost picked away by Schaefer. And with 52 seconds to go, and Randy, I don't know, Mike Owens normally in this situation would be very careful, maybe conservative, but he is able to throw the football tonight. Preston Hill at halftime so far, 181 yards. There are the 2 interceptions. However, he's been able to go deep at times if he has the time to throw it. Lee will start the drive from 31-yard line. Holly that time with the kickoff return. Jamie Lent will have a word with Mike Owens at halftime. And they'll send Amy and Williams to the near side. Tight end is Fleet, far side. Up, split eye now behind Preston Hill. Jason Williams breaks a tackle at the 40. First down, 43, and now Mike might change his mind. Lee has got all 3 timeouts remaining as he picks up 13 yards. 45 seconds as they stop the clock to move the chains.
Man, that drive by Horn was over 7 minutes long. Hard to believe. 12 plays, 53 yards, 7-12, and Hudgens' 19-yard field goal.
Fumble snap, and it's on the ground, and I think Preston Hill got to use a timeout here maybe to keep that drive alive with 33 seconds to go, but they will not do it. Lost a couple of yards on the fumble snap, and apparently Mike and company very happy with the 21-17 lead. And that was a pass play, by the way, and now with the fumble snap, you okay, wait a minute, let's just go straight to the knee. Jonathan Williams is walking off the field as they will not even have to run another play as they haven't even started the play clock as Preston Hill that time loses 2 on the fumble. He was sacked 1 time this first half. Jamie.
Coach Owens, the statistics show Mesquite Horn really has trouble stopping the run, but you guys have gone to the air a lot tonight. Did you see something in the film work you thought you could exploit?
Well, they're playing a lot of, in the last couple of weeks, they've gone to a lot of what we call zero cover, which is man-to-man with no free. And if you get 4 wide on them, they have nobody left out there to help with anybody. So we thought maybe we could throw it a little bit down on them.
You guys have handled the great running back Mon Williams pretty well tonight, but their quarterback has hit you for some big plays. How do you guys try to stop that?
Well, he's hurt us bad. I mean, the whole season we give up 4th and long and 3rd and long, so it looks like we're going to continue that trend for at least for the rest of this night. And I hope that we come out in the second half and do a little better job of that.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
As an ETMC first physician, I put my patients first.
That's why I offer same-day appointments.
And I'm close to where you live.
I specialize in pediatrics.
I have advanced diagnostic equipment on site.
I offer extended hours.
The well-being of my patients really matters to me.
ETMC First Physicians are located throughout East Texas, so you can always find a first physician close by. A physician whose specialty is you.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in viewing a spectacular halftime show presented to you by Robert E. Lee High School. We invite you to sit back and enjoy the incredible Southern Belle, Drum Team, and the fabulous Red Raider Band. On the 50-yard line, Southern Belle officers are Captain Amanda Strasberg, Catherine Adams, Melissa Gordon, Sarah Gordon, Allison Moranich, and Lindsay Potter. The middle guards are head guard Nick Spain, Alvin Babineau, Justin Bentley, Jeremy Carson, Kyle Thompson, and Rapid Warrior. At this time, we would like to recognize the senior members of our line. Seniors, we thank you and your parents for the time and dedication you have put into making this a great organization. Officer Catherine Adams, Senior Sergeant Allison Allen, Kelly Anderson, Brittany Botman, Ashley Braswell, Georgia Brown, Sally Boyd, Vanessa Shevis, Officer Melissa Torrey, Katie Fickett, Officer Sarah Brennan, Junior Sergeant Ellen Griffith, Francesca Howard, Blair Howard, Morgan Carr, Francis Key, Monica Lee, Officer Allison Marriage, Officer Lindsay Murray, Marion Bertacci, Danielle Salinas, Whitney Sims, Captain Andrew Strasberg, Megan Turner, Christine Finches, head bell guard Nick Spain, Jeremy Garza, Kyle Thompson, and Bracken Walden. And introducing the senior varsity cheerleaders, Megan Phillips, Kelly Mason, Jenna Yoder, Jenny Jones, Liz Gilbert, Rebecca Hassel, Katie Johnson, William Adams, Drew Bullock, Devin Roberts, Laney Yost, and Jess Birchman.
Senior band members are Paige Anderson, Jamie Ashton, Joseph Banks, Joshua Martin, Bridget Beard, Miguel Murillo, Brittany Carlisle, Dan Carroll, Sarah Cooper, Monica Daniel, Taylor Ebner, Devin Ford, Jasmine Freeman, J.R. Guerin, Lauren Ham, Rachel Honey, Dane Harris, Andrew Heimbach, Brad Hughes, Stephanie Johnson, Adrian Jones, Brian Kelly, Taylor McQuinton, Allison McCullough, Lynn McGraw, Harry Miller, Antavia Uduaha, Mitchell Orr, Katie Ryder, Jeremiah Salisbury, Curtis Scott, Drew Scott, Dustin Sharp, Galen Shea, Daniel Smith, Jake Smith, Derek Starks, Tia Stewart, Edward Tilley, Nastasha Toots, Ashton Walker, Amber Wallace, Lauren Weaver, and Spencer Young.
Honoring our senior. And now then, ladies and gentlemen, the Southern Belle perform a high kick to the music. Magnificent. Magnificent 7. Ladies and gentlemen, by Laura Miller and Kelly Cherry. Dancer of the week is Eileen River. Spirit Girl of the week is Kenny Griggs. Dancer of the season, Francesca Howard. Spirit Girl of the season, Maranatha Lee. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, Robert E. Lee High and the Tyler Independent School District proudly present the Tyler Robert E. Lee, the Red Raider Marching Band. The Robert E. Lee Band is under the field direction of head drum major Adrian Jones and assistants Paige Anderson, J.R. Garrett, Ashton Walker. The Red Raider Marching Band presents a portion of their 2005 contest show. The music of Gladiator. Selections include music from the film scores of Ben-Hur and Gladiator.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
Good for them because they're down 4, but they get the ball first. And Randy, we have seen Lee lead at halftime before. Rockwall last week against Mesquite. They were close against Euless Trinity, down by 8, had the great drive to start the third quarter, had the fumble at the 1-foot line. Down by 15 at halftime to Coleraine, or whatever it was, 12 to Coleraine. They had a chance to get close on the start of the third quarter drive. So we've seen them in this position before. They haven't been able to close the deal. Possibly tonight it would be a nice send-off for the seniors if they have a chance to come up with a duplicate second half of the first half.
Well, that would definitely be great news, because all season long, pretty much, with the exception of the first week or two of play this season, Lee has not been a second half team. Case in point, they've scored 20 points all season long in the third quarter and 13 in the fourth quarter. And I believe, I may be wrong, they haven't scored in the third or the fourth quarter since the Waco game. That is 8 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2 months ago.
And it makes, very little sense, because this coaching staff, with all their experience throughout, up and down the coaching staff, very good at making adjustments, but the other teams have also made adjustments, and better adjustments. And it's just, it's been one of those years. I thought last weekend, I really did, last week on Friday at Hanby Stadium, now there were some strange things that occurred during that game that Lee couldn't overcome, and it wasn't just the Mesquite Skeeters in that game, but they led 20-10 at halftime, and I thought their second quarter was as good a quarter as they could ever play, or at least this team could play. I mean, the Chaminade Madonna game, it was just a great football game start to finish. They played fairly well against Waco High, kind of sloppy in that game, but I thought the second quarter last week against Mesquite was as good as they could play for a quarter, and then right off the top of the start of the third quarter, the fumbled kickoff return, the onside kick, touchdown called back for a 4th and 1 at about the 10-yard line against Mesquite to seal the game, and they drop it. It's just, but that is summarized. This team up 7-0, about to go in for more than an 80-yard interception.
Well,
return
they've had
for
a lot. They've not had very good luck either. But sometimes you have to make your own breaks.
That's exactly right.
And they haven't always done that. And anyway, here we go.
Back deep to field the kickoff is Mon Williams and company. Much closer is Cleaver with a very high kick that Hatton will take at the 15. This guy is one of the fastest players on the team. Turns the corner at the 25, and look at him go. 30-35, and here's another tough start by the special teams to start the second half. And Mesquite Horn will start near midfield as he went from one side all the way around to the other on a 32-yard kickoff return, and they feel like he might be, even though he's very tiny, Hatton might be the heir apparent to Mon Williams next year, along with the junior fullback who's more of a tailback in Checo Puta. And it's first down, Mesquite Horn at their 48-yard line. And the special teams, coverage teams for Lee have been really, really shaky throughout the year, and we saw that right there as well. Now, they've been playing it against the coverage teams very well in the first half. Schwark trying to lead Horn to the playoffs for the first time ever. Mon Williams, left tackle, has 5, has 10, and the first down inside the 40. Michael Hunter wraps him up, but he ran with some passion on that play.
He did, David. Michael Wall, though, missed the tackle. Mon Williams just skirts and charges right through the attempted arm tackle of Michael Wall right at the line of scrimmage.
So second down and a yard. We'll get an update, by the way, with Jamie Lett on some injuries that occurred in the first half, including senior tight end. Doesn't look good for Michael Mason, number 85, who tried to field that kickoff return and was drilled after he had let the thing go. Second down and a yard. Schwark at the 43 of Robert E. Lee. Stretch play, Mon Williams. First down, 40, turns the corner, 35, and knocked out of bounds by Tim Hyder at the 32-yard line, and there's no question what Mesquite Horn wants to do here in a gain of 11 yards.
Yeah, David, he just gets a good lead block in front of him from his right tackle, Luke Bedford, and Mon Williams has a nice stiff arm attempt on Colby Ray, and he skirts by him in a first down gain for the big man.
So I said first down and 10. Less than a minute into the third quarter. Two receivers, Lauren Carter far side, Devon Baker near side. Mon Williams up the middle has 4, and then nice job by George Faber to stop him short of the 25-yard line. He got 5 yards, and they've gone straight to that eye. Puta leading the way, along with Michael Mack as well. And they're taking the ball and trying to run right at Robert E. Lee, and he got down to the 26.
Well, the guy behind the right guard, Drew Chasney, is 6'2", 295 as well. He makes a nice surge off the line of scrimmage, opening the hole for Mon Williams.
Second down and 4. He got 6 yards. He's closing in on 100. Offset eye here. Mack the up back. Schwark the tight end near side Schaefer. Here's the ISO to Williams. He's close to a first down and just shy as Michael Wall, the senior, who did not play football, remember, last couple of years, stopped him for a gain of 2. Up front for Lee, defensive ends Colby Ray and Roderick Brown. Jacoby McKenzie, the tackle. Faber and Wall in the middle, Matt Uzel and Michael Hunter on the edges. The cornerbacks, Tim Hyder and Adrian Beard. The safeties, Justin Hansen, the Bandit, and Takarian Cuba, the free safety. 3rd down and 2, Horn at the Lee 25-yard line after Williams got a couple. Swark deep pitch back, student body left, gets around the corner, and watch out. At the 15-10, he will go down close to the goal line and stopped at the 1, and a great job of hustling as Michael Hunter and Mon Williams that time with a little bit too much mustard thought he was in, and he got stopped at the 1-yard line. Gain of 22.
He had a nice lead block from number 22 up front from a slot position. Michael Mack turned out the blitzing cornerback who tried to stop the run on the play, Quet Nicholson, and just charging right through it with a running, slashing style as Mon Williams.
9:45 to go, the opening drive, all on the ground, and Williams coasted. Could have scored, he might on this play anyway. From the 1, Swark, quarterback keeper, tries to nudge it in, and he does. Touchdown, Mesquite Horn with 9:33 to go, and they made that opening drive look very easy, and Horn has captured the lead, 23-21 with the extra point to come.
Of course, it's all set up with a nice kickoff return by the little man, and right at near midfield, and they give it to Mon Williams 5 straight times and 6-play drive touchdown.
But again, last week you're leading by 10 at halftime, and then you allow 2 straight turnovers on kickoff returns that you had a chance to return. Here's Hutchins with the extra point that is good, 9:33 to go, and then you get a 45-yard line to start this drive at the 48-yard line, and again, it's kind of a momentum swing. If you knock them down inside the 15 or 20, it may be a different story. And then, again, it might have just delayed the inevitable with Mon Williams leading the way. Swark with the touchdown. 24-21, Mesquite Horn with 2:27 into the 3rd quarter on News Talk 600 KTBB.
The DQ Caramel Latte Resistance Test.
Begin.
Oh! Okay.
The irresistible new DQ Caramel Mou Latte. Gooey caramel, rich coffee, and creamy DQ soft serve. DQ, something different.
No, I get it.
Swark, 1-yard run. Mon Williams.
Ensuing kickoff for Robert E. Lee outside to their 25-yard line. That's where they'll start this drive with 9:29 to go. Mon Williams doing most of the damage for the Jaguars, but it was Swark, the quarterback, who gave the Jaguars the lead by 3.
6 plays, 52 yards, and 227 for the Jaguars, and they take the lead.
First down, Lee at the 25. Preston Hill threw for 181 yards in the first half. Jason Williams had 11 carries for 59 yards in the first half, and it's the offset eye. Preston Hill up the middle, Jason Williams, nothing there. Someone got him by the ankles, and that is Coward, who has that big-time interception earlier in the game that led to a field goal. Ricky Coward makes the stop. Jason got a yard. Up front for Robert E. Lee, Kirkpatrick, Carlton Bailey, Frankie Gross limping at right guard, and John Landers the tackle. This is when you got to toughen it up. This is when some of these players, this is their last half of football for the rest of their lives. Fleet and the tight end to the far side. 2 receivers, Williams and Amy that way, and Preston Hill will go back to throw. Sets up in the pocket, going deep. There's no receiver there as Amy had a pattern inside, and Jonathan Williams went deep on the post, and there was nobody there, and it's now 3rd down and 9, and Lee, after giving up the quick score by Horn, in danger of going 3 and out right now.
Offensive line gives Preston Hill plenty of time on the play, a good 4 or 5 count. He releases the ball, and really, I suspect somebody ran the wrong route, and he throws it to an area where no one is at.
Jason Williams again. That time, play action, and Preston just got a lot of coverage, a lot of time to throw the ball. Give Bailey and Carlton, Gross, Landis, and Kirkpatrick credit. Fleet is the H-back. Now he'll set up in the tight end. Double tight end set here. Jason Williams, play action. Preston in the pocket. Now is flushed. Now has to look for a receiver. In trouble. Goes down and sacked inside the 20. And, man, you talk about a change in momentum and emotion from the first half to the second. That sack that time was made by Carlos Castaneda, and Preston Hill had nowhere to throw it, minus 8 yards, and Lee will punt it 3 and out.
Well, this is deja vu for the 5th or 6th time of the season where Lee just comes out flat on both sides of the ball, and they need a big play from special teams and their defense now.
Back to punt is Sean Rainey, the sophomore. The snap will come from Carlton from inside the 20. Back deep is Mon Williams. Here's the punt. Rainey, high wobbly punt. Williams lets it hit, and Lee gets a great bounce inside the 40, down close to the 30 and inside the 30. As Mon Williams got away from that thing at the 45, a very nice punt by Rainey with the roll down to the 30-yard line. 53-yard punt by Sean Rainey, and Mesquite Horn with a lead for the first time in this game with the ball at their 30-yard line and trying to get in the postseason.
And there's your big special teams play, and let's see if that can thrust the Lee defense out in the field to make a nice 3 and out and get the ball right back.
Not only is this the possibility the last game for most of the seniors on this Lee football team, but the last time that a lot of parents can see their kids play, and so maybe a few extra yells and screams and etc. sure wouldn't hurt anything. First down, straight offset eye. Mon Williams the deep back, and they run it to him off left tackle. He got about a couple of 3. That's it, out to the 32. Jacoby McKenzie was there, the defensive tackle who might be playing next year on some Saturdays somewhere. And 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 7.
Faber there also to help mop up right straight up the middle, as it looks like Horn's going to be content to use that power running game as they have stuck Mon Williams back in the eye.
Well, and then if you start bringing those safeties up a little bit closer and closer, which allows the play action. Remember, they've got Lauren Carter. This is a straight eye on 2nd and 7. Schwark, pattern caught by Carter. First down outside the 40 to the 42, and a gain of 9 as he got right in front of Tim Hyder, who was there to make the stop at Lauren Carter at 6'4", and a big target for Schwark and a gain of 9 first down.
And the cornerback on the far side, Hyder, is really simply too far off the play. He's 7 or 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, giving him the cushion inside, and Schwark finds his receiver on that side of the field on the pass.
So Horn picks up 9 yards. Lauren Carter, I said Horn. Lauren Carter picks up 9 yards and a first down. Play action, Mon Williams, and Schwark will roll this way. He's got room to run at the 40. Knocked down at the 46. Great open field tackle by the senior Justin Hansen. Cynthia's got to be excited about that. Gain of 4 that time. 2nd down and 6 as Schwark picks up 4.
Well, he comes from his coverage area, and his responsibility finds the quarterback running to the near side of the field on pretty much a bootleg all the way, and a nice one-on-one open field tackle for Hansen.
So closing in on the midway mark of the third quarter, 24-21 Mesquite Horn. Carter and Conwright far side, straight eye. Mack the fullback. They run Mon Williams up the middle, and he's into the secondary. 50-40 down to the 35-yard line. Flag comes down. Towards the end of that play, may have been a face mask call at about the 40-yard line against Robert E. Lee. And Mon Williams broke a tackle. He got about 22 or 3. And it's a face mask call on top of that could be either 5 or 15 against the Red Raiders. And man, is this eerie of what we saw last week in Mesquite. Mitch Prater with the call and a gain, a 5-yard mark off down to the 30-yard line.
Well, it appears to me they're trying to strip the football from Williams, raking at his arms, and one of the defenders in doing so got the face mask inadvertently on that play.
Somebody's got to step up, make a play if you're Robert E. Lee. Horn, of course, is the team trying to get in. First down at the Lee 30-yard line, and they have dominated this third quarter. Lauren Carter near side. Run the stretch. Mon Williams bounces it inside and runs into Michael Wall, and Justin Hansen forced him inside as he came off the block of Mack. Colby Ray was there, and he got a couple of yards down to the 28.
Well, that's the same exact play where he had the big run to set him up at short and goal on the last drive. They run it to the near side, to the right this time instead of to the left, but the Lee defense does a great job of playing good containment football.
5:34 clock running. Mesquite Horn 24. Robert E. Lee 21. Horn at the Lee 28-yard line. Lee has had 3 plays on offense in this quarter. 2 receivers split each way. Tight end far side. Swart play action. Throws deep to Conwright. Open at the 10. First down inside the 10. He got in to the body of Adrian Beard, then cut to the corner, down to the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 18 yards and a perfect pass by Swark in the first down.
Nice route run, too, by Conright. The lead defense, the secondary, looked confused on the play, David, and the receiver was wide open, too.
No pressure at all on Swark because they're worried about Mon Williams on the play action. We talked about that. Longview 35, John Tyler nothing now in the third quarter at Lobo Stadium. Offset I. Williams is the deep back. Swark runs the fade pattern to Carter. Pass caught. Touchdown. That is a spectacular catch by the senior Lauren Carter. His fourth touchdown catch of the year. And Tim Hyder had position, but he is 6'4", and Hyder's under 6 feet tall, and he got the touchdown. And Horn has scored 13 straight points to start the first 7 minutes of this third quarter. Jamie Hyder had pretty good position.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Tried to get up there and tip it away, but the big man just going up higher than Hyder. Nice job of pulling it in and getting a foot in bounds.
Lauren Carter's second catch, extra point by Hudgens is good. Robert E. Lee was up, remember, at one point, 21-14. It's 31-21. Horn has come out with a mission and made a statement. 21-7 at one point. It's 31-21. Mesquite Horn up by 10 back in 1 minute.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
Robert E. Lee last week had a 20-10 lead at halftime, and Mesquite came back to win the game 31-20. Score here 31-21 Horn, and Lee at one point led this one 21-7. Here's Hudgens with the kickoff, very high, pretty deep. Holly at about the 15 for Robert E. Lee at the 20. Tries to turn the corner. Can he do it at the 25? And that is it. Mon Williams again. Not only downfield, but so is 84. Ricky Coward has played big in this game. And Lee will start at the 25 for their second consecutive drive. And just like that, Horn has scored 24 unanswered points and 2 touchdowns in the first 7 minutes of the third quarter.
They've come out on a mission, David. They go 6 plays, 70 yards in 2:46. And the 10-yard beautiful fade pass from Schwark to Carter for 6.
5 minutes to go, third quarter, offset I. Preston Hill. Quarterback bootleg, tries to set it up. That's going to be intentional grounding right there. There's nobody anywhere on that side of the field except Tyler Fleet 20 yards downfield. And Preston may have gotten away with one right there because he was still in the pocket, but that's all he could do, or he was going to be sacked for about 15 yards. And man, have things gone south in a hurry on what was such an impressive first half offensively for Robert E. Lee. They have 3 plays now, 4 and 1 yard. Under 5 minutes to go. Jamal Mitchell's checked in at fullback. And Horn trying to get to the postseason for the first time. Would be a tremendous accomplishment. Offset I, Preston Hill. He goes back in the pocket. Steps up, wants to go deep down the sideline. Jonathan Williams caught it at the 40. Very nice job by Jonathan Williams to adjust with the ball in the air in front of Devon Baker to the Horn 38, and great protection, and Preston gets 36.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing these two can team up to do, and we're seeing it big time tonight. Well, nearly 150 yards now in reception, 140 now for Jonathan Williams on 3 catches.
So first down, and boy, did Lee's offense need that, but so too did the defense. Remember again, Mike Owens at halftime telling Jamie that Horn is doing a lot of man-to-man, which gives you time to, if you can, there's nothing there. Jason Williams stacked up and may have lost a half a yard at the 39 and did lose a half a yard. Second down and 11. 31-21 the Jaguars. They have always been, last year as well, they were very explosive. They were involved in a 38-35 triple overtime game with Rockwall. 31-28, I think, against Mesquite. So they have scored a bunch of points against a lot of people. And with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter here, they already have 31. So Jason Williams now bottled up, has no yards on 2 carries in the second half. Lone setback Preston Hill, play action, pressure, going over the middle. Jonathan Williams, and overshoots him. Devon Baker was there. He had to throw that thing a little bit earlier and pressured again by big number 77, who's been pretty active, Tony Watkins. That Mesquite game with Rockwall, which right now does not have much relevance, with Horn leading by 10. 7-7 though, as they go to the fourth quarter, and don't you know they're listening to us or the Mesquite radio station trying to keep up with this one. 31-21, lead down 10. Second down, make it 3rd and 11 at the 39-yard line. Two receivers, Williams and Amy. Back to throw, Preston. Steps up, sideline pass, can't find his receiver, overshoots Williams at the 25, and pressure from the backside by Armando Vega. And Lee here probably forced to go for it on 4th and long.
Yeah, they really don't have a lot of choice. Not really in 4th down territory, but they're down by 10 on the scoreboard. They really need to make something happen to get points or at least get a first down play.
4th down. Robert E. Lee at the 39-yard line of Mesquite Horn. This offense did whatever it wanted in the first half. They did have the 2 picks, but they need at least 11 here to keep the drive alive. Otherwise, they got to hand it back over to Swark and company. Preston, shotgun, takes the snap, sets up, going deep. No way he can get it to Amy out of bounds. Amy was tied up with Barnett, who was all over him, and Preston just had to throw it. And 4 and out that time on that particular after they got the big long pass to Williams, and here comes the Horn offense. Mesquite has jumped in front of Rockwall now 14-7 in the fourth quarter in that game. Longview 35-0, and Horn in control here now 31-21.
Yeah, nice bit of coverage from the secondary, and Preston really was hoping to get something along the boundary of this near sideline, but the pass was well overthrown.
First down now, Horn. Shotgun, Swark, 4 receivers, 2 each way, right in the middle of the field. Williams, the lone setback, and he'll run the draw. Right tackle, breaks a tackle, outside the 45 to the 46. Adrian Beard was there. And Lee's defenders starting to slowly get up off the ground. Jacoby McKenzie, the defensive tackle, with 3:20 to go, and Horn is taking control of this game. Gain of 6.
Yeah, Faber's there to hit him right near the line of scrimmage, but with that leg, that high slashing style of running from Mon Williams, he runs right by it, and Mon Williams is limping off the field, David.
Boy, that's got to scare the
cramp
Cheevers out of Don Payne, the head coach. It could be cramp problems. He does play. He plays on kick returns, punt returns, kick coverage. And it's 2nd down and 3. Hatton, the little tailback now in the game. Swark, they run the fullback. Mack, first down, breaks a tackle, very close to midfield. He's not down yet. Now he is, and finally written down at the 49-yard line, but he got a first down and a gain of 4 yards and a tough run by the fullback, Michael Mack, right outside their 49 with 2:30 to go in the third quarter.
They're content right now just with that power football style. They give it to their slot back, actually the fullback, and he just powers his way through, and it takes 5 or 6 Red Raider defenders to finally haul him down.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. They wind the clock. Mesquite Horn is smelling it right now. Straight eye. Hatton, the tailback. Swark back to throw. Pass caught at the 46 of Lee, and a gain of about 6 yards in front of Quet Nicholson. And that was the wideout Raymond Livingston for a gain of 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Jamie.
David, adding injury to insult, this Robert E. Lee defense banged up a little bit right now, and Jacoby McKenzie coming out during this series. They are working on the right leg, the ankle area. We'll see if he can get back in there.
So 2nd down, and we'll say 5, even though it's maybe just a tad less than that. Schaefer, the tight end, and wideout, kind of a combo tweener, hybrid type receiver comes out. 4 receivers set. Lauren Carter is on the far side. Swark in the shotgun on 2nd down and 5. Back to throw, steps up, man open, caught Livingston at the 40, first down. Quet Nicholson knocks him out. And right now, Steven Swark, you talk about a guy who has grown up and matured from one year to the next. He is sitting in that pocket and having himself fun right now, and he got another first down. He has 110 yards. He has now completed 7 consecutive passes. 7 straight passes, not a lot of yardage, 110, but he has completed 7 in a row. 26, 1, 9, 18, 10, 6, and 6 more.
And Horn has now run 18 offensive plays in this half to Lee's 7, Now 7 first downs to Lee's 1 in the second half.
And they're going to take a timeout with minute 7 to go, third quarter. Horn 31, Lee 21. Horn will take a timeout. We're back in 1 minute on News Talk 600 KTBB.
Car shopping can be stressful. With all the clutter out there, it's hard to tell what to buy. But at Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center, we believe that the simplest way is the best way. So we offer a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to sell with no hassles. Each vehicle has been through a 20-point inspection for quality assurance. You can shop in comfort under the awnings and check out our newly expanded lot with more inventory than ever before. Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center on the corner of Glenwood and Vine and Tyler.
As an ETMC first physician, I put my patients first.
That's why I offer same-day appointments.
And I'm close to where you live.
I specialize in pediatrics.
I have advanced diagnostic equipment on site.
I offer extended hours.
The well-being of my patients really matters to me.
ETMC First Physicians are located throughout East Texas, so you can always find a first physician close by. A physician whose specialty is you.
Well, there's minute 7 to go in the third quarter here at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium in Tyler, and Mesquite Horn has turned around a 21-7 deficit at one point to now lead Robert E. Lee 31-21. And this game with minute 7 to go in the third quarter, and Horn with the football, 1st and 10 at the Lee 40-yard line. Mon Williams back in the game. Mack is the fullback. 2 receivers set far side, Lauren Carter, one of them. And Horn moves a little bit early. Williams kind of leaned, and that's going to cost the Jaguars 5 yards. Boy, Lee's second half troubles have just been astonishing for a team that Mitch Prater again, his last game in the regular season. They'll still do a playoff game or two. The second half troubles, which really started, even though they got a second half against Waco High, it started when they played in Cincinnati up in Columbus. They were down 24-12 to Colerain, remember? And they had the fumble recovery by Faber. They got down inside the 15. They had a procedure call, and it's just been a nightmare since in the third quarter offensively. Here's the snap. Draw play to Williams at the 40. Nice job by McSwain. He rode him down. Ryan McSwain, the senior, he did get 6 yards, but a gain of 6. He could have gotten much more, and it's now 2nd down and 9.
He's got that lead blocker in front of him, Mack. He makes a nice block on the outside on Brown, but Lee's defenders are also there to help wrap up on the play with McSwain.
2nd down and 9. Horn at the 39 of Robert E. Lee with under a minute to go in the third quarter, and it looks like they can run it when they want to and throw it when they want to, and it was not the case in the first half. Shotgun Swark, they run Williams, and a quarterback keeper. Swark bounces outside at the 35, 1st down 30, breaks a tackle, flag comes down. It looks like Schaefer got tied up with Michael Wall, the linebacker, and this one might be coming back after a long gain by Swark down inside the 25. Boy, he's a load once he gets going at 6 foot, 198 yards. He only had 108 yards rushing coming into the game. Most of those yardage, of course, problems with sacks. He has now 51 yards, but that one's coming back after a gain of 16. So he'll get credit for, what, a couple of yards.
About 4, looks like. 16-yard gain, too.
So a 16-yard gain actually becomes a 2-yard gain down to the 37-yard line, and that ball was snapped at the 39. And that could also end the, well, they're not going to start the play clock. The play clocks are not working in the end zone. Just now noticed that. So 2nd down and 7 for the Horn Jaguars. Boy, they've looked so impressive in this third quarter. 4 receivers set, shotgun Swark. Williams next to him. Williams takes the draw. 30, 25, 1st down. He got through a hole that was a monster-sized hole down to the 23-yard line, and a gain of 14 yards, and Mon Williams has 168 yards, and a lot of them in the third quarter. That is the end of 3 with our score. Mesquite Horn 31 and Robert E. Lee 21. We're back with the fourth quarter on News Talk 600 KTBB.
This summer, only DQ has new Creamy Dreamy Dream Pie Blizzards in 3 flavors, plus all your other delicious favorites. Chill out with a DQ Blizzard flavor treat made with DQ's one-of-a-kind soft serve and cookies, candy, or fruit. DQ banana splits, dip cones, Arctic rushes, mulattes, shakes, and malts. If you're hungry for something sweet, you're hungry for DQ. DQ! That's what I like about Texas.
As an ETMC first physician, I put my patients first.
That's why I offer same-day appointments.
And I'm close to where you live.
I specialize in pediatrics.
I have advanced diagnostic equipment on site.
I offer extended hours.
The well-being of my patients really matters to me.
ETMC First Physicians are located throughout East Texas, so you can always find a first physician close by. A physician whose specialty is you.
Mon Williams had 69 yards at halftime. He has 168 yards now on 21 carries. And he's had games where he's carried the ball over 40 times, and he's going to get more in the fourth quarter. He had 99 yards rushing by himself in the third quarter. Here's a flag down. I think a sideline warning against... no, Robert E. Lee has 12 men on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on first down. It's a 5-yard mark-off. This comes after a timeout. They had too many men on the field. Michael Hunter will come out. 1st and 5 now for the Jaguars. Triple receivers. That's what you might need to stop this offense in the fourth quarter. Schwark in the shotgun. He runs the quarterback keeper, turns the corner around Uzel and has another first down. Leans down inside the 15, close to the 12. And as good as Mon Williams can be, Steven Schwark has been probably the difference in this game, along with Barnett, who ran back the interception and had the big first down on fourth down. Lolar makes the stop at a gain of 7 more.
Well, to emphasize Horn's domination in the quarter, they had the ball for 9 minutes and 20 seconds to at least 2:40.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
That's smoking.
First down, Jags, inside the 15-yard line, looking for what could be the nail in the coffin here. With a lot of time left, though. Here's the draw play to Mon Williams, bounces it outside, then inside the 10, close to the 5, and he got 7 more. May give him 8. Michael Wall at the bottom of the pile. Jeremy Moore was there as well. And it's now 2nd down and 3 for the Jags at the Lee 5-yard line. And Longview just completely obliterating John Tyler tonight. Boy, that really surprised me. I thought the JT defense would make a difference, and it did not, as Longview is naming their score 42-0 as they are now in the fourth quarter of that one. 7 more for Mon Williams. He's at 175 yards on 22 carries. He also is over 1,700 yards this year with at least one more game to go, it looks like. They run Williams on the draw, and a great play by Faber that time to knock him down for a loss of a couple. George Faber, the junior linebacker, just got fed up with it and shot the gap and knocked him down for a loss of 2.
He did. He plugged away, too, and knocked Mon Williams right off his feet. Bounced off of him initially, but he held on tightly and had a nice tackle on the play.
So now 3rd down for the Jaguars. And watch this little fade pattern again to Lauren Carter. Remember now, Carter is 6'4". Tim Hyder, who's become a pretty good cornerback, is 6 feet tall, so he's got about a 4-inch height advantage. Shotgun Schwark, 4 receivers. Devon Baker in the slot near side. Schwark back to throw. Sideline, his pass picked off by Nicholson. Big time play by Quet Nicholson. He had an interception a year ago against Garland in the playoffs, and he broke in on that slant pattern and picked off the pass. And Lee still has life with 10:04 to go in this game. Huge play by the senior cornerback.
He simply sliced right in front of the intended receiver. Schwarten never saw him coming. And just a great individual effort from Quet Nicholson as he tries to put a last little bit of a record on his senior season, David.
He had the big interception in the playoff game a year ago against Garland. And Lee's got a couple of picks now, and remember they only had a couple of them coming into this game, and that was just a nice play. Deep pitch back to Tucker, and Lee is just not able to run the ball now at all, as Tucker got maybe a yard out to the 21-yard line, and they're down 10 with under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And Horn now starting to feel it. Lee still with a crack. The door is cracked. But, man, do they got to get some points in the second half. That sure would help. It's unbelievable, really. It's an unbelievable stat that their second half woes have continued tonight. 2nd down, Amy and Williams split near side. Fuller to the far side, and Preston will take the stretch and nothing there. Oh, my goodness. Marquis Seaton took a shot to the jaw, as number 23, Jody Owens, untouched, unblocked. His jersey's not dirty at all because he knocked Seaton down for a loss of 2 back inside the 20.
Great defensive play for Horn. Horn, by the way, David had an 11-play drive ended by the nice defensive interception by Nicholson and took 5.5 minutes off the clock in doing so, but Lee made a great defensive play to end that drive.
But the time of possession, of course, in the second half,
Huge.
so one-sided, and Horn was able to eat away at that clock that they are watching that could be in their favor. Preston Hill, play action, throw, sideline pass. Jonathan Williams with a nice catch at the 36. And a first down and a gain of 17 yards. And a high stretching catch by Jonathan Williams. Jamie?
Terrific block on that play by Marquis Seaton. Preston Hill fakes the handoff to him, and Seaton catches a linebacker coming from the outside, pushes him away from Hill, gives him time to throw that one. Terrific block.
Jonathan Williams has 157 yards on 4 catches tonight. Preston Hill over 200 yards throwing. Preston up the gut. Seaton has 5, breaks a tackle. 10, 15 in the secondary. Into Horn territory and pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. How about Marquis Seaton? Down to the 36 in a gain of 28 yards for Robert E. Lee. 8:35 to go. The clock will stop. And Lee has a first down. Remember, Horn was going in for the kill, Randy, and Lee now has a chance to pull to within 4.
And a little bit of life now on the Lee sideline, and also their offensive line gets a great block to the right side of the line. Give credit to Gross and Landis for opening a hole that time for Seaton to run through.
8:35, and Marquis hit that hole in a hurry. Senior tailback at 5'9", 181. Fleet, the tight end. Cruz Fry near side. They run the left tackle. Seaton nudges down inside the 40 and gang tackled that time by several Jaguars. We got a couple of 3 down to the 34. Second down and 8. Watkins and Blake McCraw on the tackle that time. Tony Watkins, Danye Hamilton are both juniors and sophomores. They'll be back next year, and Hamilton's a big load. That can't be right, that number I have for his time.
He's bigger than that.
He looks a lot bigger than that. Looks like add another 100 pounds to that size. Second down and 8. One set back, and Preston will throw. Sets up. Here comes the blitz. Going deep to Williams. In the end zone. Did he catch it? He did! Jonathan Williams down to the 1-foot line. He got next to Baker, and Jonathan Williams is having a field day. 33 yards from Preston Hill down to the 1, and Jamie, you were right there.
Well, a terrific out-and-up move by Jonathan Williams, Jonathan fools the defensive back on that play, then gets down the sideline and not only makes a terrific catch, but does a terrific job of keeping those feet in bounds. Tried to hold the ball out and get over the end zone, but he was pushed out of bounds.
5 catches for 190 yards for Jonathan Williams' senior season. Full house backfield. Preston Hill, quarterback, keep good, touchdown. Robert E. Lee has pulled to within 4. With the extra point to come with 7:49 to go, and Quet Nicholson with the huge interception to stop a drive, and Lee with an offensive possession, and they get touchdowns in the second half. Preston Hill with a 1-yard sneak, 7:49 to go, and what a catch, Jonathan Williams. And the extra point to come from Joseph Cleaver. Matt Mullins, the holder. Carlton, the snap, the hold. The kick is up by Cleaver, and it is good. Our score, 7 minutes, 49 seconds to go. 31-28 Horn by 3 and back in 1 minute.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
Boy, this is the 3rd time I got you for disturbing the peace this week.
3 times?
You've been making noise all over Texas, but you're not getting away this time just 'cause you look good. And boy, you do look good.
Hungry for DQ's biggest crunch yet? Dig into the brand new Fritos Chili Cheese Crunch Hunger Buster. It's the world's loudest burger, and so good, it's criminal. Also, enjoy a Turtle Pecan Cluster Blizzard.
7 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. Lee had their backs against the wall. Horn was up 10, down inside the lead 10. Quet Nicholson with the interception, and Jamie Lent, the offense, just trying to say, hey, give us a chance here.
Yeah, while the defense was out on the field for that last possession, David, two seniors over on the sideline, Jonathan Williams and Andrew Bailey, the center. Jonathan was pleading with Bailey, saying, please give us time. I know Preston and I can beat these guys. And you saw that on that drive. Two huge catches for Jonathan, set up that touchdown.
Jonathan Williams has 5 catches for 190 yards. Cleaver with a pooch kick, and it's on the ground. And it's now a fight for survival at the bottom of the pile. It looks like there could be anybody at the bottom of the pile who comes up with the ball. And Lee does. That is a Justin Hansen. How about the senior? They squibbed it on the ground, and Jamie Lent, it hit Carter right in the face.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was meant to do exactly that. They just squibbed it as hard as they could. Took a bad hop, bounced up, and hit the helmet of Carter, as you said, and Lee was in the right place at the right time for the recovery.
That's some things that we haven't seen much of when it comes to Robert E. Lee getting some breaks, and that was just a very fortunate break right there. Came off the face mask, but Lee was down, and Justin Hansen got under there like a mole and got the football. They run the ISO. Seaton for about 3. Breaks a tackle. Look at him go. Down to the 30. First down. He got 12. Marquis Seaton running like a young man possessed. Got 12 yards of the first down. First down, Lee at the 31-yard line as Seaton, they had a jersey and he still picked up 12 yards. 7:37, clock running. And here come the Red Raiders out of the huddle. Seaton is the deep back. Hill, the quarterback. Offset eye. Mitchell, the fullback. They run Seaton again. Up the middle, that time he keeps on driving. Leans inside the 30, a couple of 3 yards, down to the 7:15 mark of this, the fourth quarter. 31-28, Robert E. Lee up by 3 and driving yet again.
Robert E. Lee's last drive, David, 7 plays, 80 yards and 2:16, and they get the onside kick, and they're in business again as they keep this drive alive.
Hansen with a fumble recovery. 2 minutes, second down and 7. 6:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Michael Fuller, far side. Amy and Williams, near side. Preston Hill, play action pass, wants to throw, now in trouble. Then he gets sacked, he gets away. Now throws it out of bounds, incomplete. What a wonderful job by Preston Hill to avoid the sack. As he got around the corner, Coward was there, as was Tony Frazier, to create all sorts of havoc. But the tight end Fleet was covered up, but he had to throw it out of bounds. It's third down.
Well, that's just a great onslaught coming from Horn that time, and Preston miraculously got away. It looked like he was going to be sacked for a good 10 or 12-yard loss, David, but he was able to dance free and then alertly throw the ball away.
This is the most yards passing that Preston has had in a game, 271 yards since his sophomore year, when he threw for over 200 yards and trying to rally Lee back against Lufkin. 3rd and 7. Preston back to throw, steps up in the pocket, now throws. Uh-oh! His receiver, Williams, slipped at the 10, and it's 4th and 7. His receiver was covered by Barnett. May have had a chance right there, but Jonathan Williams slides down at the 10, and it's 4th down and 7 for Robert E. Lee at the Horn 28-yard line. And here we go with 6:33 to go in the game.
This has been a totally different thing for Lee. They're dominating the fourth quarter at the moment. As Horn dominated the third, Lee has come back, and at least in the first half of this fourth quarter, Lee has taken it back to Horn.
But they got to take advantage of the big mistake that Horn made. It really wasn't a mistake. It was kind of a crazy bounce off the face mask of the up man that Lee recovered. Horn's defensive linemen are dancing around. Protection first, and then maybe a receiver. Shotgun snap to Hill. Back to throw, wide receiver screen. Williams at the 30, at the 25, close to a first down. He's got it. What a nifty move by Jonathan Williams, and Jacob Jamie Lent throws a tremendous block.
A wonderful seal block on the outside. When Jonathan Williams catches that ball, there's 2 Mesquite Horn defenders between him and the first down marker. Jacob Amy takes care of the first one. Jonathan Williams does the rest on his own.
That is a courageous call by Dow Wynn, the offensive coordinator in the passing game, because that is a 1-yard pass, and you needed 9. Preston up the gut, Seaton right tackle, leans towards the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Maybe not, just the 18. but he got a couple of yards at 2nd down and 8. Now midway through the 4th quarter, and the story is Mesquite Horn 31 and Robert E. Lee 28. Horn must hang on to make the playoffs.
Jonathan Williams.
Seaton, 42 yards on 5 carries.
Jonathan Williams is over 200 yards now receiving too, David.
Closing in on some records here. Tight end Fleet, 2nd down. Here's the play to Seaton. Nothing there that time. Great job by Big 68. Wrapped him up. David Morris, I think it was. It looked like there was a hole there, then all of a sudden it disappeared. Coward is there. There's a player for Horn face down, and you hate to see that. He is not getting up. Oh, my goodness. Hope he's going to be okay. 5:24 to go in the 4th quarter. Now he's trying to get up. 31-28, Horn by 3. We're back in 30 seconds.
The DQ Caramel Latte Resistance Test.
Begin.
Oh! Okay.
The irresistible new DQ Caramel Latte. Gooey caramel, rich coffee, and creamy DQ soft serve. DQ, something different.
In the game of life, there are no timeouts, only time wasted. The path you choose now determines your future. But where can you go to find a sense of purpose? There is a place where team spirit steps off the field and into the classroom, where no victory goes unnoticed, and there's no such thing as wasted time. That place is Tyler Junior College, living life in color, never black and white. Come to Tyler Junior College. We're changing the game. We're changing lives.
Boy, you feel for the young man from Horn High School who is on the ground. He has turned over. He was initially face down. He's now on his back at about the 20-yard line. And the training staff trying to talk with him. The players from Horn High School and the league players on their knees. Near silence here inside the stadium because he went down face first into the turf after making a tremendous play on Marquis Seaton and stopped him for a gain of nothing at the 19-yard line. And our hearts and thoughts are out to this young man as the training staff tries to help him out. It looks like below the waist, and hopefully he's going to be okay. 31-28, and my goodness, Lee was about to have one of those nights, and he is up. That's great news. That's Tony Frazier. He will be somewhat assisted. He got a little bit of a gimp as he's coming off, but that's good news because I was worried initially about something else up in the head area of the shoulders because he just went out. But that's great news. He looks like he's putting a little bit of pressure on one of his knees, but not enough. And here comes a 3rd and 9. 5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining, 4th quarter. Mesquite Horn 31-28 over Lee. Fuller in the slot for Robert E. Lee, and Preston Hill will throw. Back to throw, steps up in the pocket, goes in the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Michael Fuller! Preston Hill is having a huge night, 18 yards with 5:10 to go, and that huge roar you heard was in Rockwall, Texas, where Rockwall has taken the lead on Mesquite 19-14 with a minute to go, and Lee has taken the lead here, 34-31. What a throw.
The offensive line does a great job of protection as he had plenty of time to throw the ball, and Fuller runs a fantastic route to the right corner of the end zone for 6 for Robert E. Lee.
Preston Hill is having his greatest night ever in his last start. Mullins, hold, kick, good. 35-31, Robert E. Lee with 5:10 to go. It's up to the Horn offense, and the Horn defense gives up a huge drive, but it all starts, remember, with Quet Nicholson and that incredible interception. And then the fumble recovery on the kickoff return. Back in a moment on KTBB. Lee's up by 4.
Car shopping can be stressful. With all the clutter out there, it's hard to tell what to buy. But at Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center, we believe that the simplest way is the best way. So we offer a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to sell with no hassles. Each vehicle has been through a 20-point inspection for quality assurance. You can shop in comfort under the awnings and check out our newly expanded lot with more inventory than ever before. Jim Lozier's Fire Station Auto Center on the corner of Glenwood and Vine in Tyler.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
Yeah, we got a shootout, 35-31. Robert E. Lee was up 21-7, then down 31-21, but they've scored 14 points in this, the fourth quarter. Here comes Taylor Matlock with the kickoff. Little pooch kick again, and this time Horn has it go off the up man. It's bouncing around at the 20. Henton picks it up out to the 27-yard line and tackled by Henniger. He's been a monster on special teams in this game tonight.
Lee goes 9 plays, 42 yards and 235, David, with a nice connection, pitch and catch, Preston Hill to Michael Fuller for 6.
5 minutes and 6 seconds to go, 35-31. Robert E. Lee defensively comes in. Ray and Brown the ends, McKenzie the tackle, Wall, Uzel favor the linebackers. Cuba, Beard, Hyder, Nicholson, and Moore. They go kind of a 3-3-5 type defensive setup here. Shotgun is Schwark. He's got trip set far side, left hash mark. Lorne Carter is to the near side. He's got the touchdown reception. Schwark, little swing pass to Williams on the outside. Nowhere to go and drilled at the 30. I think it was Jeremy Moore, was it not?
That's correct.
Faber was there as well, but Moore comes up. He got 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Horn with under 5 minutes to go, and the pressure on their shoulders and the screams that you hear are from Rockwall right now. They have rallied to lead Mesquite 19-14 with less than a minute to go in that game. And Swark has not missed a pass since the second quarter. 2nd down and 8. Swark, draw play Williams outside, breaks a tackle at the 35 and ridden down by Wall close to a first down at the 38-yard line. And if it wouldn't have been a Michael Wall grab right there, we might have seen Mon Williams go 65 or 70 because he was about to break into the secondary, and he got a first down at the 38-yard line.
A great individual effort, as you mentioned. And what Lee has to watch out now for, not only that, is the fact that Schwark is red hot right now, David, as you just mentioned.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive completions in this game. 1st and 10, Horn at the 38-yard line. Shotgun, Mon Williams the up back. Back to throw Swark. Over the middle, pass caught, drilled by Beard, but he got a first down at the 48-yard line. What a nice throw by Swark, a gain of 13 yards, and Barnett, the receiver, he got drilled by the safety, Adrian Beard, but he picked up a first down with 4:03. They'll stop the clock to move the chain.
Lee's back in zone coverage, which means the safety has to get up a little bit quicker than he did on that play as Barnett finds the seam in the crease and makes the catch with a nice pitch from Schwark.
At the 49-yard line, Robert E. Lee defensively, they go back into a 4-man kind of a front with Uzel up to the line, and they'll bring out Nicholson. They run Williams, left tackle, tripped up at the 40 down to the 43. Gain about 5, and George Faber got him at the ankles, and Horn is trying to, this is the championship drive for them, not a district championship, but a playoff drive, and he got 5 more.
Very patiently, too. They'll take as much time off the clock as long as they can keep possession of the football and just slam it down with the big man in the backfield.
2nd and 5, Jaguars. Carter and Livingston, that's not Livingston, that's Carter far side. Offset I, Swark runs the ISO, Williams breaks a tackle, rolls down to the 40. Here's a fumble, and Lee's got it. Michael Hunter has recovered a fumble that bounced up in the air. Jamie Len.
Well, terrific play by Michael Hunter. It looked like Mon Williams on second effort was about to get the first down, but out of the pile, floating through the air was the ball. Michael Hunter pulls it in, actually picks up a couple yards there. Huge play by the Robert E. Lee defense.
Randy, Michael Wall appeared to make the hit, and that was double extra effort by Williams, but he fumbles the football as he's leaning for a first down. And Lee gets it at their 41 with a 4-point lead and 3:08 to go in the game.
And he's hit in the backfield by Rod Brown. He shakes free, does Mon Williams, dives back into the pile, and 2 or 3 Red Raiders there. It looked like Michael Wall led the assault on the hit. The ball pops in the air about 5 or 6 feet.
Offset I. Deep back is Marquis Seaton. Preston Hill to Seaton, bounces it off right tackle. Got about 4. Not quite. Timeout Horn with 3:02. The clock goes down to 3 minutes to go in the game. Don Payne, the head coach, trying to get his Jaguars in the postseason. Lee trying to get their seniors into their secondary part of their career and lifetime with a victory up by 4.
And since the 10.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, David, there have been 3 consecutive turnovers by Horn now. If you count the fumble off the face mask on the kickoff, you got the interception in the end zone by Nicholson, that fumble just a moment ago by Mon Williams, and then the kickoff that went off the face mask of the Horn offensive player.
And again, what Lee has not had any of, and you got to create your own breaks.
Yep.
But they had the interception by Nicholson when Horn was about to go up 17. Then they have the kickoff that hits off the front face mask of an up man and recover. In a scrum, you got to come up with that. You got to score, and they do. And then you get Williams. The ball pops straight up in the air, almost like a top, and Michael Hunter, the junior, picks it off in midair for the fumble recovery. 2nd down and 7. One setback is Seaton. Preston Hill to Marquise, right tackle, nothing there. May have lost a half a yard, and timeout Mesquite Horn with 2:53 to go in the game. And I'll tell you what, Marquise Seaton has 7 carries for 44 yards since coming in for Jason Williams, who was held to 13 for 59. And it's 3rd and long for Lee at their 44-yard line. They need a first down to keep the clock going. A first down here would be huge because Horn now has used all of their timeouts. They have none left. So a first down here doesn't quite make it happen, but it sure puts a dagger in the Jaguars' hopes to make the postseason. Scores again around the district. Longview has just been in full throttle, 42-6 over John Tyner in the 4th quarter. Rockwall 19, Mesquite 14. That game should be over by now. And here it's been a shootout, 35-31, and both teams have come from behind. This is very similar to the game between Chaminade Madonna and Robert E. Lee back in August on the 28th. 3rd and 7, Lee at their 44, shotgun. Watch for the screen. Shotgun Bailey, they run the reverse. Jason Williams at the 45, midfield, in the secondary. He's going to score. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. There's a flag. Is that right, Jamie? Touchdown, Jason Williams. He goes 56 yards. It just depends on the mark of the flag. There may have been a sideline warning at the end of that play. Kyle Rutherford is the linesman, the line judge that threw the flag. But Jamie, they ran the Statue of Liberty, and Jason Williams got an opening, and he was gone.
Well, terrific job of ball handling there by Preston Hill. Fakes to the up back and then hands it back to Jason Williams. Huge hole for Williams as he takes it right up the middle. They will count the touchdown. We'll see what the call is, however. Lee looks
Here's the
like
call, Mitch Prater.
We have sideline interference against Lee. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Touchdown. It is a touchdown for Jason Williams. It'll be a 15-yard penalty on the extra point. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the game, and Lee has now scored 20 unanswered points, and this now becomes a long field goal attempt. And Mesquite has just scored and beaten Rockwall 20-19. If this score holds, the Mesquite Skeeters are going to the postseason. Here comes the extra point, which now is a long field goal of 35 yards. Mullins with the hold, Cleaver with the kick, and it is good! How about Joseph Cleaver? He drilled it. 2:42 to go. Lee 42, Horn 31. 2:42 to go, back in 1 minute on KTVB.
Boy, this is the 3rd time I got you for disturbing the peace this week.
3 times.
You've been making noise all over Texas, but you're not getting away this time just 'cause you look good. And boy, you do look good.
Hungry for DQ's biggest crunch yet? Dig into the brand new Fritos Chili Cheese Crunch Hunger Buster. It's the world's loudest burger and so good, it's criminal. Also, enjoy a Turtle Pecan Cluster Blizzard.
In the game of life, there are no timeouts, only time wasted. The path you choose now determines your future. But where can you go to find a sense of purpose? There is a place where team spirit steps off the field and into the classroom, where no victory goes unnoticed, and there's no such thing as wasted time. That place is Tyler Junior College, living life in color, never black and white. Come to Tyler Junior College. We're changing the game. We're changing lives.
Well, there's 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the year for the Lee seniors, and they have come on like gangbusters in the fourth quarter. When it looked the worst, they have scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Matlock with a kick bouncing around. Williams has it go through his hands back inside the 15. He still doesn't have it, and he's in trouble at the 5. Look at the coverage. Led by 43, Chad Gerald. And there's a punt at the end of the play. Unfortunately, a Horn player lost his composure at the end of that play, and it might have been Gerald Barnett. And boy, you hate to see that because he's played so well throughout this game. As Mon Williams had the kickoff bounce through his hands, tried to pick it up, and Lee swarmed him at the 5-yard line, and a flag at the end of the play from both sides of the football field. Might be offsetting calls, we'll see. Man, has this thing turned around, Randy.
Wow, 2 plays, 59 yards, and 24 seconds on the Lee scoring summary. Jason Williams hauls it in straight up the gut, 56 yards.
Mitch Prater, the staff, and his crew. Here's the official, Mitch Prater.
We have dead ball, personal foul against each team.
Okay, offsetting calls.
Offset. You play first down.
And Mesquite Horn will take over this drive at their 5-yard line. So there might have been a reason why Jarrell Barnett was a little bit upset with 2:36 to go. One is because a 10-point lead has evaporated. And let's not forget now, Horn was moving the ball at will. They threw a slant pattern, and the senior, Quet Nicholson, a part of that state championship defense a year ago, had the big pick. Horn will have Williams in the shotgun with Schwark from the 5. 2:36 to go. Lee with a 3-man rush, McKenzie in the middle. Schwark takes the snap, pass over the middle, pass caught by Carter. He's in the secondary at the 25. He's out to the 28-9-yard line, a huge pickup of 24 yards. Good coverage all over the place by Lee, but Carter, Lauren Carter, is a great-looking target.
This is a proverbial track meet now, David. We were 21-17 at the half, and that seems like a long, long time ago. And now each team has put on Lee scored 3 touchdowns, and Horn has scored 2 here in the second half.
It's been a game of tremendous momentum shifts. First down, Horn at their 30. Clock runs with 2:15 to go. Snap to Schwark. Wants to pump it and throw a deep one. Now steps up in the pocket. Now rolls right. Wants to throw it. Pass intercepted. Quet Nicholson at the 30. Got a caravan at the 15. At the 10 out of bounds. Quet Nicholson. How about it? Oh, my goodness. He hasn't picked off a pass all year long. He's got 2 in about 5 minutes, Randy.
Yeah, David, he returns that with 31 yards back down to the 17. And the seniors have come out here in the last 9.5 minutes of the game and taken it over, David. Wow, this is a rousing comeback for Lee.
The seniors in their last game, it's not going to be a playoff run for Robert E. Lee. It's not a playoff run, but I know this. This game will go down for a lot of those seniors as important as a lot of others. It won't be state championship material. We understand that. It's been a tough year, no question about it. But their last memory is going to be a dramatic come-from-behind victory if they can hold on to the football with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And Steve Halpin and the Mesquite Skeeters have to be thrilled at what's going on here because they rallied themselves to beat Rockwall tonight 20-19, and they were down by 5 with a minute to go in the game. Quet Nicholson. Jamie Lentis has turned into a feeding frenzy for the secondary.
Yeah, that's exactly right, David. Coming into the ball game tonight, Robert E. Lee as a team had just 2 interceptions. Well, Tim Hyder gets 1 in the first half for a touchdown and 2 more for Quet in the second half. So just 2 in the first 9 games, 3 in this game tonight.
And let's not forget, there's been a couple of 4th down conversions. Lee had the Statue of Liberty for the touchdown to get the 11-point lead on to Jason Williams. Let's not forget Marquis Seaton coming in and hammering away at the tailback position, and many other things. Let's not forget Cleaver on a 35-yard extra point. This is Josh Burke, the tailback, and he got nothing really there, not much at all, but the clock runs, and for Lee, they just have to hold on to the football. Mesquite Horn is out of timeouts. And the turnovers,
that's 4
which
in the
have
quarter.
been the problem normally with Lee, tonight Horn has turned the ball over a ton tonight. 3 interceptions, is that correct?
3 interceptions, the 2 in the quarter by Quet Nicholson, the fumble off the face mask on the kickoff, and then also the fumble for Mon Williams on the terrific hit by Michael Wall and company on the defense.
A lot of people have left this game as far as the reserve section, but all the others are pretty filled. With 1:20 to go, Preston Hill to Josh Burke off left tackle. He keeps on fighting down to the 15 for a gain of 6 yards, maybe 5. 1:13 to go. Second down, now third down and about 6 or 7, and Josh Burke picks up short yardage. And the seniors, their careers are winding down, Randy. It has not been what everyone thought it would be, but you know what? A bunch of them are going to go out on a tremendous high tonight, and that's what it's all about.
And what turned it all around right just about the 10-minute mark here in the fourth quarter was the interception as Horn was going in for what appeared to be the kill, and the game has been in a total swing since then.
Tight end to the near side, Preston Hill runs it to Burke up the middle, nothing there. They try to strip him, and he got about a yard or 2, and that will run it down inside 40 seconds. And with 4th down coming up, Lee can take one more snap, and Horn might get a few seconds to go, and that's about it. But what a turnaround. It was 21-7 Robert E. Lee, 21-17 Lee at the half, and then 31-21 as Horn completely dominated the third quarter, and Lee with 15 seconds to go is going to finish up this very weird season with a weird come-from-behind victory. They run the stretch play. Josh Burke will get nothing with 5 seconds to go, now 3, and Horn will have 1 play remaining with 4 seconds to go. Guys, the senior class could be the easier Dusty Rhodes Marine player of the game, but I got to tell you what, I think there's a couple of guys. There could be a lot of them. But I think you got to think about Quet Nicholson, the senior, because his interception turned this thing completely around, and then that one there sealed the game a minute ago.
Yeah, true, David. Jonathan Williams has had a humongous game,
I'm talking about 2 players. That's one of them.
Okay, well, I'll pick Jonathan Williams myself. Not to disagree.
4th down, turn it over on downs as Josh Burke gets a couple of yards. And on offense, you could either go Jonathan Williams or Preston Hill. And in fact, what the heck, we'll do all 3. Preston Hill with over 300 yards passing, Jonathan Williams with over 200 yards receiving, and Quet Nicholson with a couple of interceptions. Jamie Lynn, agree or not?
Yeah, I will agree 100%, David. Like you said, great to see this senior class finish on the winning note, and these seniors really stepped up late in this ball game tonight.
They will remember the state championship for those who were a part of it, but they might remember this one quite a bit more in a way because this is their last game, because only a handful of these seniors, only a handful are going to play college football at any level next year. Here comes a flag as a delay of game against Mesquite Horn. And boy, if you're Don Payne, he's been a class act ever since I got to know him a couple of years ago. He has been a phenomenal guy to work with. You feel for his program, but Mike Owens' team has had so many things go wrong this year. But tonight, in the fourth quarter, they played like a team possessed, an absolute team possessed. 21 unanswered points after going down by 10. Lee with a very interesting 3-4-3 defense, or 3-5-3 defense, and Horn will run the 5 receivers. Schwark is in the shotgun. He's played a heck of a game. He's a good one. His last throw of his career, going deep downfield near midfield, and the pass batted down, and that is it. Our final score, Drew White was there, and he's got something to say to Gerald Barnett, who's been talking a little bit too much here in the last couple of seconds. Our final score, Robert E. Lee 42 and Mesquite Horn 31, and Horn's playoff hopes end tonight with this loss. Wow. Absolutely tremendous fourth quarter by Robert E. Lee, and Jamie Lent will get a word if he can with Mike Owens and Quet Nicholson, Jonathan Williams, Preston Hill, and whoever else he could possibly get. Jamie?
Coach Owens, it has been a struggle for your team at times this year. How good does it feel to send them off on a winning note?
Well, it feels good, especially the way we played the third quarter. I mean, the third quarter was horrendous, but, you know, we came back, and Preston made some great throws. We had some good runs out of Seaton, one of our senior running backs. He did a good job, and then, of course, Jason came in and finished it off.
All season long, you guys have really struggled in the fourth quarter. What was the difference tonight when you made the huge comeback?
Well, I don't know. I just think we clicked a little better. We weren't making the mistakes. Our receivers were running good routes, and he threw the ball real well. You know, so That's the way it is.
A lot of players playing their the last game of their career for you guys tonight. A lot of seniors stepping up for your ball club tonight. Preston throws for over 300. Jonathan Williams over 200 yards receiving. Quentin Nicholson 2 picks. Talk about the way this senior class has been great for you guys.
Well, Jonathan Williams is a player, and that's all there is to it. And he's been a great player for us all year. We just haven't been able to get him the ball, So he's finally, got a game where he can show what he can really do. And I think that, he's a great player. Jason Williams, great player. I'm just a little disappointed that we weren't able to do this kind of stuff, in some of the games that we probably could have done it and just didn't get it done.
On the positive side, does this give you something to feel good about as you head into the off season?
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things I asked our seniors is, if you need to come out here tonight, fellas, and regardless of the season that's gone so far, you need to give these younger guys something that they can build on through the off season, and they did that. So I'm real proud of it.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate your time all season long.
This summer, only DQ has new creamy, dreamy Dream Pie Blizzards in 3 flavors, plus all your other delicious favorites. Chill out with a DQ Blizzard flavor treat made with DQ's one-of-a-kind soft serve in cookies, candy, or fruit. DQ banana splits, dip cones, Arctic rushes, mulattes, shakes, and malts. If you're hungry for something sweet, you're hungry for DQ. DQ, that's what I like about Texas.
If you want big, Don's TV and Home Electronics is East Texas' largest dealer for big screens, big brands, big service, and great big deals. From big plasmas to HD-ready home theater projection systems to big home theater sound. And our sales and service associates are eager to help you with big smiles. Don's TV and Home Electronics. Now that's big.
Thanks for watching High School Football. Presented by TISD and Cox Communications of Tyler. Brought to you by Dairy Queen. Also brought to you by these sponsors: